That's right, baby. The money is going to fly in just a short amount of time. The next $1,000 in the MJ Morning Show, $40,000 money heist brought to you this week by the Kemp Law Group could happen at any time because the precise time at the tone will be 6:01. Okay, so it is exactly 6:01. We are now officially, of course, in the 6 o'clock hour, and we've got the first $1,000 to give away with the money heist shortly. So good luck. All you need to know is who won yesterday in the 9 o'clock hour. It's always the last winner. You know what we've had? And this is interesting. We've had a higher rate of Oh, jeez, man.
Hold on, I gotta take this.
Jeez,
That's professional.
Hello. Hello, yeah. Yeah. It's the
Calling
black.
you at 6.
Yeah. Right. No, it's no. I got a butt dial. My wife butt dialed.
Oh,
me.
your wife.
Great. Can you do me a favor? Can you please
No.
just no? What
Well,
do you mean
here's-
no? Just put your
Here's what
phone
it
on
is.
silent.
I have it on silent, but apparently, like
No,
yesterday.
it's not
Listen to
on
me.
silent.
Listen to me.
If your phone is ringing, it's not on silent.
Remember yesterday my phone rang and it was Froggy? It seems that everybody who's saved in my phone book gets through the do not disturb.
You know
Well,
what? I have the same. I
Yeah.
have the same issue.
So,
I
mean,
do.
I have my old lady in my phone book. Her call came through. I have Froggy in my
I
phone
don't
book.
call my wife my old lady. Why do you call your wife your old lady?
I don't call her my old lady. I call her my old lady. There's a big difference.
That's like a 70s
The
term.
old battle axe.
Listen. So anyway, when the
Old
Gumar
ball and
calls,
chain. Yeah.
Listen.
Bro, are you picking your nose?
I did get
I
a
just-
little, I did a little pick there.
I just
Put it right.
I just
there.
looked
saw
over at
it.
you and your fingers up your freaking right nostril.
Had a
We
little
work with-
itch, all right?
you see what he was doing? He was covering it with his index finger and he was digging with his thumb.
What is going on
Just
over
a
here?
little
I mean,
itch.
Anyway,
You guys are savages.
I'm sure there's a setting in the iPhone. If you guys are both claiming, is this a thing? All right, hold on. You know what? You guys don't know. I don't know iPhone. I'm an iPhone idiot
Yeah.
because I've never had an iPhone. I don't want an iPhone. But you know what? Let's go to phones. Speaking of phones,
okay.
let's go to phones early. Early phones, if you're just starting off the day listening to this mess. All right, call us if you know, is there some setting in the iPhone where certain calls, certain callers can break through the do not disturb. All right, Fester, first of all,
Yes.
my money, I would have, we're giving away $1,000 this hour. I would have $1,000 on the fact that it's operator error. You're telling me that your phone is on silent or vibrate?
So I'm telling you, I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. So I have to put it on Do Not Disturb and then put it on silent, which seems like a ridiculous redundancy.
See, this is why iPhones are just not ready for prime time. All right, let's go to phones. Seriously, does anyone know how an iPhone works? I've got Roxanne and Fester telling me right now that their phone still rings when they have it on Do Not Disturb. So what? The question is, are there certain saved contacts that can break through Do Not Disturb, like the oh yeah, like the Kool-Aid man breaking through the wall?
I mean, occasionally it happens. I mean, Froggy called me yesterday. Yeah.
Who's that?
It's somebody in my phone book.
Oh, Froggy, you're calling Fester?
No, I tried to. It
Who,
didn't ring.
what does it say? Who's calling you?
Roxanne Wilder?
Oh,
Roxanne Wilder.
All right, folks, call us up. Walk us through this, please. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Can you please...
I mean, you know,
get this straight. I just don't want the show interrupted by Fester's phone ringing.
well, I mean, it's really being interrupted by us taking an entire segment on iPhone
Well,
calls.
but I think this is
Okay.
I think this is important. I
I'm
want to
with
get
you.
If it's a mystery, let's get to the bottom of this and let's find out if you couldn't have gotten away with it if it weren't for those meddling kids.
You know, speaking of
yes.
phones, MJ,
Yeah.
did you notice that I tried to call you twice last night?
You know what? I did. I was doing something. I meant to call you back, and I forgot. I did see 2 missed calls from you.
Got a situation.
You really?
Not me. We
We have a situation?
or an opportunity. I'm not sure which one it is.
Gee, all right. Hold on. Let me grab phones. Yeah, phones are already ringing here. This is good. First thing in the morning here, 6:05. Hi, good morning, MJ Morning Show.
Hello.
Yes, hi, good morning. This is what?
Good morning.
Hey, Susan in Zephyr Hills, you're on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have that do not disturb on my phone, but the only people that calls through is the one that's in my favorite.
Okay, that's
Okay.
what it is.
Oh, so
That's what it is.
Favorites.
If you accidentally put somebody on your favorite, yeah, that's the only one that's going to
All
come
right.
through.
Oh, that
Susan.
makes sense.
And you're busting my chops for taking phone calls, and we're getting good information here. Susan, thank you very much.
You're welcome, sweetie.
Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you,
All right.
sweetie.
Tina is in Lutz. Tina, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hi, MJ. So the caller just told you exactly what it is. It's your favorites. Anybody saved in your favorites is always going to come through for emergencies. So you have to actually hit the little button off the side to silence all the calls.
Okay.
So hold on. Hit the button on the side to what?
Hold all the
Silence
calls.
all the calls.
All right. I
Little red button on the side.
I got you. All right, Tina, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it.
So,
All right, and
obviously.
then let me grab just Thomas here.
Okay.
Thomas called in, probably going to affirm what the previous two callers have said here. Thomas, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Thomas, would you like to add to this?
Yeah, real quick. So I don't have iPhone because iPhone sucks, but Android, they have also a setting like that where if you select the right setting, the first time somebody calls, it just goes right to voicemail or whatever.
Right.
But if there's a second ring, if they call back, then it will ring through.
I got you. All right.
You're really starting to muddy the waters here, Thomas.
Well, because he's giving us a little Android insight.
Why doesn't somebody
Yeah.
from Nextel give us a call next? So obviously I have. Look, here's my favorites.
Yeah.
There's Froggy in my favorites.
Yep.
There's Roxanne in my favorites.
How did I get so lucky to get on that list?
Must have been a slip of the finger.
Right?
Thomas
'Cause-
just hung up on us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bye, Tom.
Yeah, bye, Tom.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
Right here, top of the list is my first wife. She's on my favorites list.
Anyway, all right. So, can you fix this so your phone doesn't ring during the damn morning show?
Andrew is not on my favorites, and he's calling me right now, and he's not ringing on the air.
All right, 6:08 at the MJ Morning Show. Man, we got a lot of stuff today. I want to reveal. Well, I might want to make a little contest out of it. If anyone can guess the answer to, I'm going to do something that I've never done. There is something I'm going to do that I've never done, and I've discussed this.
Swim with great white sharks.
No, well, don't just wait. We'll get into this a little later on. All right. So, something I've never done coming up later today on the MJ Morning Show, and $1,000 on the way shortly. You could win the first grand this hour with the money heist. 40 grand money heist. Your chance to grab it at $1,000 a pop. It's brought to you this week by the Kemp Law Group. And I'm excited for winner number one here on a Wednesday in the 6 o'clock hour. So it's on the way. All right, quick check. Traffic. Pat's got the latest. MJ Morning Show back in minutes. Don't move. Kind of weirdo, right up your alley here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, get to that in a second.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like weirdo.
Yeah, $1,000 on the way shortly. Will you be the next $1,000 winner? If you are the right caller, you know the last winner, which would be in the 9 o'clock hour to yesterday. If you know who it is, be the right caller, you could be our next scorer. That's right, $1,000 on the way. It's the $40,000 MJ Morning Show Money Heist. We're giving away $40,000 over 2 weeks, and you could be the next winner. Thanks to the Kemp Law Group. Accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. You know, car wreck, slip and fall.
I saw one of those cars on the way to work today.
You saw what? Oh,
A Kemp car.
yeah. You know, I think those are like Uber or Lyft cars, and you know,
but the whole thing was wrapped.
yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah. That's a thing. So when you see a car that's wrapped with like a lot of law firms are doing this, but if you see a car that's totally wrapped, it looks like somebody's just family car, and it's wrapped with the advertisement. A lot of times those there is a company or companies that will broker those deals. And
interesting.
if you're on the road, you can have your car wrapped and you can make a certain amount of money every month.
I'll wrap my car for somebody.
There you go.
Give me some cash
Listen, I'll call Stacy Kemp.
Wrap my car and Stacy.
Yeah, I'll call Stacy Kemp. Could be right on your rear end,
Right on my hood.
exactly.
Her face.
right on the tailgate of your pickup truck.
I'm in, man.
Is what we can do. No, but if you see those cars riding around town, and I've seen Kemp Law Group cars, a lot of times those are
cool.
individuals that get paid a monthly fee to have their car wrapped, and a lot of times it's Lyft or Uber drivers
Interesting.
that they're driving around. They're using their car for work anyway, so why not make a couple of extra hundies a month by driving around, a little rolling billboard. I need to, I need to get that. I need to get a bunch of cars wrapped because we've got no advertising budget around here.
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, what are you?
What are you mumbling?
You're
I'm
over here
sorry.
mumbling. Oh,
I'm sorry. I gotta go.
What?
I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
What are you
Why?
doing? What?
Okay, we have this,
what?
we have
What
this-
now?
We have this little coffee area, in the little.
Spit it out.
What-
Come on.
what's that called?
Use your words.
All you do is derail.
Use your words.
So we have this coffee, and they give us crap creamer.
Oh,
and
you can't use that. It
just
turns to
look-
curdle. It's
look
curdled.
inside the cup.
Yeah, that's a
How
problem.
How about you don't hold it over the equipment?
Yeah, that's a good
Ew.
idea.
Yeah, this place is about to fall apart. Oh my God.
Yeah, let him
Yeah.
go. Let him go. That is an
Yeah,
issue.
so I gotta
Step,
get
step
good
out.
creamer.
Step out.
Hold
fix,
on.
Fix it up.
This floating white stuff. It's like
Yeah.
It's just so.
This is someone needs to throw these away. Just
like
get rid of them.
It's like the Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
It's like the
The
Netflix.
movie.
It's the Jeffrey
Poison.
Dahmer Netflix series where the drug was floating on top of the beer to knock the guy out.
It's just so
he could have
bad.
his liver and kidneys and his head chopped off and put in Dahmer's fridge.
It's
then he
just like that, dude. And they give us these creamers, and I don't know if they're bad or what.
No,
what's
they're
in
they're
them.
rotten or something. I mean, they're
Rotten,
spoiled, right?
They're rotten.
They're rotten.
So anyway,
What are you, part of the royal family over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rolton.
All right, Fester.
Lady
I
Roxanne.
think you can wait like 7 minutes until we take a break.
Here, talk about the
Yes.
contest.
No,
It's coming up.
no,
Yeah,
not about.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just did. I'm
Yeah,
moving on.
Listen, MJ,
Just,
I'm with
just
Fester.
wait a minute. Don't go
Let
anywhere.
him go.
I
Let
could
him
have
go.
been back by now.
What-
Yeah, this is a coffee emergency.
Yeah.
Why do you have to leave? Just wait.
Give me 5 seconds. I'm right back.
Because when you MJ, you're not
Oh,
a coffee
boy.
drinker, so you don't understand it. When you have your coffee and you're about to take a sip and it's part of your ritual, you need it at that moment in time. And he's got ripped,
All he
taken
does
away
is
from him.
derail the show
No.
these days.
I didn't hear you talk about the moon on the way in this morning, Roxanne.
Oh, the
Did you see the moon?
Was it really getting full?
Hold on, it was right in front of our faces on the way in. Was it already out of view?
It must have been out of view. Maybe there was some cloud coverage by the time I rolled in. I didn't notice it.
There's no cloud coverage.
Well, I missed
Actually, very
the
clear.
moon.
It's very
Maybe,
clear out
maybe
there,
I was
actually.
maybe I wore a blindfold on my drive-in.
No, when I was driving in about 5:26, 5:23, 5:20, I'm on the Howard Franklin Bridge going southbound 275, and straight ahead, man, gigantic moon.
Oh,
Yeah, not,
lovely.
not quite a full moon. I looked it up. Today's the waxing gibbous. 99% illumination. Tomorrow, the 23rd, is going to be the full moon, but it was a really big, nearly full moon this morning.
Nice.
Sounds like a Harry Potter spell. Waxing gibbous. Nice.
Sounds like something Harry was doing to himself
I'm waxing my
in the
gibbous.
study.
No, because Roxanne, you've got some kind of issue or you've got some kind of yackage regarding the full moon, and
It's a full moon in Sagittarius. The full moon is
see,
at 9:53 a.m.
That's
on
what-
Thursday
that's what I'm talking about.
Eastern time.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right.
Beautiful.
Hey, I've got to tell you about the silencer. When you think of a silencer, what do you think of? If I say, hey, do you know about the silencer?
For a gun.
Exactly. So that's like the movie gun silencer.
It's like a.
Yeah, it's like a. That's
like-
more of like a theatrical
Yeah.
gun silencer. You know
Is that
what?
does a silencer let any sound out? I've never.
Oh yeah.
I've never heard a gunshot with a silencer.
Yeah,
What you want to do is like The Departed, and when he puts the Gatorade bottle over the gun, totally silences it.
Yeah, I don't think that
Oh,
works.
whoa, it
very
works.
well.
It was in a movie.
So here's a normal, like movie theatrical sounding gunshot. Because keep in mind that a lot of sounds in the movies are enhanced. But here's like a movie sounding gunshot. All right, and then this is the movie silencer sound.
Ah.
Some gunfire going on in here.
Obviously, somebody's in a fight with a spy.
And do you know who, or do you know what this is? What is that sound?
It's a helicopter.
What? It's not a helicopter.
A leaf blower?
Yes.
Oh.
Roxanne is correct. That's leaf blower 1. Let me listen to leaf blower number 2. All right, nothing like that
No.
at 7:30 on a
Huh.
Saturday morning, right next door.
Do you
Yeah.
have a leaf blower?
I do not, but Michelle wants me to get a leaf blower. This
Oh, yeah.
this is a whole big issue in my house.
You got to get a battery power.
I got a good one.
Yeah, so but you know what? Michelle sent me a link for some leaf blower at Home Depot or something. It's like $479 or something. Like, why the hell would a leaf blower be that expensive?
They're not cheap. My kids love.
Well, it depends
our
if you want the gas powered one, like a good steel.
I don't know.
Blower.
Our buddy Dave Wearmouth, our good friend, master carpenter, was like telling Michelle that we have to get a leaf blower. So Michelle, she's on a leaf blower kick now. And then she sends me, and the leaf blower is like, this is the one that Dave says to get. It's like $400. I'm like, what? I'm gonna spend $400 on a leaf blower. Anyway, there's a reason why I'm bringing this up. What folks? Are you trying to figure out what the hell am I talking about? I'm talking about gunshots, silencers. I'm talking about leaf blowers. Guess what?
Somebody got shot while they were blowing their leaves.
No. Saturday morning, 7:30.
Yeah.
I just saw something so funny. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were laughing at my
What?
joke, and I was
Does,
like, "This
does
is
this have to do with our content right now?
No, it has to do with you. Go ahead, but it's you. Yeah, you just popped up in my feed, and it's just.
Oh, I'm going to talk about that later on. Yeah, that's. All right. Can I get back to the
Please.
regularly scheduled broadcast, Roxanne?
Okay.
A bunch of college kids have developed a leaf blower silencer. You get the correlation here? So your leaf blower is now going to sound like instead of. I thought this was great.
I mean, you got to figure there has to be a way to put a muffler on it.
Mhm.
Engineering students from Johns Hopkins University. That's a big, big school. That Johns Hopkins, great reputation. You think of doctors or something coming out of Johns Hopkins. Anyway, so these students, these engineering students, 4 undergrads, have designed a new leaf blower silencer that quiets down the leaf blower. And apparently, they're working in conjunction with Stanley, which is Black & Decker.
Huh.
So we might have a leaf blower silencer technology on the horizon, so some rude-ass gardener, lawn guy, or your butthead neighbor doesn't, wake you up when he's blowing leaves at, 6:49 on Saturday morning.
This means you'll be able to blow leaves whenever you want.
Yeah, the 4 students designed the product as part of a senior capstone in the university's Whiting School of Engineering under the sponsorship of Stanley Black & Decker, the world's largest tool company. Stanley was so impressed with their invention, it decided to then bring it to market and sell it to the public. The silencer is expected to hit the shelves within the next 2 years. Why would it take 2 years to bring the silencer for the leaf blower to the market? So 2 more years of you being jarred out of bed at 7 o'clock Saturday morning?
I mean, from Sketchpad to actually on the shelves.
They got to manufacture
Yeah, I mean,
them.
it takes a couple of years.
They got to buy displays for them.
Wait a minute. Why the hell is it? It doesn't have to take 2 years.
Mostly it's
No.
negotiating all the contracts in China.
You file a provisional patent, you get that going, a patent pending.
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
only
you know,
for a year, though. They need 2.
Well, then you would get I don't know what you're.
Provisional patents only last for 1 year.
What?
Froggy tried to patent several things, like
No,
tube socks on a roll.
A patent lasts longer than
Provisional
a year.
patents?
Oh, okay, all right. Well, then you got to get the regular patent going and get it approved.
Well, that's why, yeah. They can only
And
give you a year.
All right, well, they ought to get the show on the road here.
Come on, people.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I would think you can get the leaf blower silencer
I'll
out
invent
a
my
little-
own right now.
Yeah, Stanley is
faster.
too busy worrying about cups right now.
Oh,
Listen,
Is that the same company?
oh, Stanley,
yeah,
right? The
yeah,
tool
and
company.
you know, it seems that the whole Stanley Cup thing has faded a little bit,
It's reached like,
peak.
Yeah.
peak cup.
yeah.
Yeah.
That
Nobody-
bubble's burst.
Yeah, nobody's out there saying, "Oh man, I really want one."
Because you
Oh.
don't need to replace it either.
Yeah.
All right, 6:32 at the MJ Morning Show. We are just getting rolling. It is the first half hour. We have another half hour to go before we get to 7. But what that means for you is that we have to give away $1,000 before the end of the 6 o'clock hour. So at 6:32, I will tell you, I've got a strong feeling that I'm going to give away the first $1,000 this morning. The continuation of the MJ Morning Show $40,000 money heist is going to happen next. Also, Morons in the News on the way here on the MJ Morning Show. Let me give you a great piece of advice when it comes to window. Here we go. It is Morons in the News time. Why did Roxanne just bolt out of the studio? My God, I feel like this is an obstacle course. I'm just trying to, focus this show, and I got you guys going in every freaking direction. It's crazy in here.
I think she just quit. No, I don't know. She ran out.
Oh, wait a minute. Is Froggy locked out? Hold on.
That must be it.
No, I've got no group text. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Froggy goes out to, self-medicate in the parking lot. And then he gets locked out.
Here they come walking back together. So, were you locked out again, Froggy?
Dude, what?
And you call Roxanne.
I don't want to bug you this time.
I appreciate it. Thank
He
you.
alternates.
No, I appreciate you calling Roxanne.
I don't want to bug you again.
But between all three of you, I just feel like I'm against all odds.
Hey, don't
here.
put me in with those two.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
all right,
if it
I'm
makes
sorry.
you feel any better, the three of
sorry.
us thinks we're against all odds with you.
Yeah, that is true.
And then-
I will go with that.
Hey, yo, man.
And then Roxanne later on wants to talk about some sheet issue, like holy sheet, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
I've never experienced this. This is a new thing to me.
Yeah, Roxanne was saying, hey, have you ever tried these sheets? I'm like, what? No. We'll get into that coming up. That sounds like some kind of hocus pocus waste of money gimmick to me, Roxanne. Let me tell you right now.
Okay.
Clarity is coming. Also, $1,000 is coming with the MJ Morning Show $40,000 money heist brought to you by the Kemp Law Group this week. I'm going to give away the $1,000 in just a matter of moments, so stand by. I didn't get to this earlier this week, but I love this story. I mean, not because I condone this behavior. You've got a woman that test drives a car from a dealership and then flees with it.
Don't we always say that we're surprised it doesn't happen more often?
And then there's a police chase, and then she ditches the car and jumps in a lake. I mean, what else more could you ask for in a Morons in the News story? Yeah, and the chase was on, FHP dash cam video. The Florida Highway Patrol earlier this week released the dash cam footage of a high-speed chase down in South Florida, and it ended after the woman jumped off a concrete ramp into the water down below. Yeah, this is from NBC6 down in Miami. 27-year-old Melina Logan. She went to a Honda dealership in South Miami to test drive a Honda. What do you think? It was a Civic or a CRV? Or what do you think?
I mean, Honda has a lot of nice things in their line.
Yeah, the Honda Pilot. My mother-in-law, Michelle's mother, has a Honda Pilot. I helped secure that deal for her.
Nice. Did you walk into the Honda dealership and ask for the MJ special?
I can't remember. This is a while ago. She's been driving this thing for a while. She's up in Virginia. Yeah. So this woman, 27 years old, let me tell you right now, 27-year-old Melina Logan, sweetheart, this is no way to go through life, okay? So she goes to the Honda dealership to test drive the vehicle. But when she refused to stop, Miami police and FHP, they started a pursuit. The dash cam video shows her driving recklessly, making aggressive lane changes, speeding down the shoulder to pass vehicles, nearly a 90-mile-an-hour haul. So she's flying, doing 90 on the shoulder. And then she approached a traffic backup, so traffic was like near a standstill. And this is in North Miami, I guess, at this point. I guess the dealership was in South Miami. Then I guess it moves north. And then she crashed into several vehicles. She became disabled. So here she wrecked. I just saw, did they just do the pit maneuver on her?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, is that a Honda Civic? What is that?
Maybe an Accord?
Or
maybe a Civic?
Maybe it's an Accord. I don't know.
This is a smaller vehicle.
Yeah, so she, is fleeing the officers. They did the pit maneuver on her at some point. She crashed into other vehicles. She then became disabled.
Oh, the vehicle became disabled?
Yeah,
or she
yeah,
became disabled?
Yeah, I think,
the vehicle became disabled. Then she jumps off a concrete ledge into the water below.
She wasn't that disabled.
Yeah,
Then she tries to. Then the officers, they throw a rope into the water to try to pull her out, and then she refused to grab the rope. And then several of the cops had to jump into the lake to then remove her from the lake forcibly.
Hold on. If you refuse to grab the rope, isn't that kind of making up your own mind?
For real. And it's a line, not a rope.
Yeah, they removed her finally from the lake. They booked her, facing grand theft auto charges,
Jeez.
2 counts of battery on law enforcement officers, fleeing and eluding. Man, she's just racked up the felonies, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's hardcore, man.
Man, she's smelling like a felon.
So if you go to a car
Hang on. Yep, smelling like a felon.
have you ever gone to a
You know
car
what? I
dealership?
just made that up. I never heard that before. Have you ever heard that before?
I know, but that would
I've
make
seen
it.
the shirt.
What? Hold on.
course, they sell 'em.
There's a shirt smelling like a felon?
I don't know.
There's not.
That would be a great cologne.
I heard of chilling like a villain, but
Yeah.
never smelling like a felon. Have you ever gone to a car dealership and they let you go on a test drive without getting your information?
I want to test drive that Yeezy truck.
Listen, I don't go on many test drives
I don't know.
because typically I order the car that I want. You know, I have it built. You know,
You have your cars built?
well, yeah.
Are
but
you should get the new Yeezy Cybertruck. Have you seen that thing?
you kid, I don't want a Cybertruck.
$1.2 million.
I am never going to own a Tesla.
Have you seen the Yeezy one? Though?
I don't
It
know.
looks like a remote control on wheels.
I don't know. Anyway, all right, 6:48 at the MJ Morning Show. That's a moron in the news. You go to the Honda dealer to test drive, and then you steal the car, you take off, police chase, you got a jump in the water, you're kicking the cops. I mean, all kinds of stuff going on here. You got rope involved. All right, let's go. How about we give away $1,000 right now? $1,000 with the $40,000 MJ Morning Show money heist. You could grab the next grand. Grab your share of the loot. Let's go with caller number 49. Caller 49 right now. 800-990-1047. If you are the 49th caller, you will win $1,000 thanks to the Kemp Law Group. Stacy Kemp and the team over there, they're there to help. Accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. You're in a car wreck, call Kemp Law. You have a slip and fall somewhere, call Kemp Law. KempLaw.com. All right, caller 49, 800-990-1047, 800-990-1047. All right, well, we're getting that screened. An additional moron in the news here on the MJ Morning Show. Why do people act out on airplanes? I don't get it. Here's the latest. A Frontier passenger arrested. Refused to deplane the aircraft after getting into an argument with her seatmates, or in the exit row. She's in this big altercation. So this Frontier Airlines passenger was arrested. Refused to get off the airplane after she gets into an argument with the flight attendants and the people in the row, because apparently they're like saying, would you just comply? Would you please listen? So she's arguing with the passengers next to her. The flight attendants are arguing. Everyone had a deplane.
Okay, why did everyone have to deplane?
You know what? That's pretty common. When there's a disturbance on the plane, sometimes, they have everyone get off the airplane.
That's so annoying.
So
here's why. Because everybody has their cell phones out.
Yeah.
If the officers want to, put an elbow into her, they don't want a bunch of cell phones.
Is that it?
Hold on.
Oh, so they can abuse it?
Wait a minute. What the hell are you saying?
Listen, you're on a plane. You're on a plane, right? And you want to get into an altercation.
Froggy and I are looking at each other like, what are you saying?
I don't think the
That's why
cops
they do
want to
it.
beat you, so they tell you they beat you.
Let's get everyone off the plane so they can't. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. Your logic is get everyone off the plane so there's nobody with a camera phone,
Yes.
so we can
Yeah.
beat her on the. What are you talking
That's
about?
exactly right. They teach him that at Frontier. Okay.
It's cop stuff 101.
Yeah,
Law
okay.
enforcement is standing there in front of her, and they're like, all right, everybody out of here.
All right. So
And then boom, boom.
And they
everyone-
tell the flight attendants, make sure you deplane so that the police can come on and be rough with the passenger who's in trouble. No, they don't do that.
Yes, they do.
Everybody on board the flight at Charlotte Douglas International Airport had a deplane before takeoff. The footage that was taken starts with an unidentified woman engaged in a back and forth with the flight attendant, at one point asking the flight crew member, what is the problem? We ain't got no problem with that, she added. We understand we got to help people get off the plane. Listen, it's just this. She's arguing with the flight attendant. She's arguing with other seatmates.
Well, the thing was, it was an exit row, and the flight attendant comes over and explains exit row responsibilities, and she's like, "Oh no, I'm not going to save anybody."
She didn't say that.
She says, "Oh, I'm not going to save anybody."
That's not in my story.
Yeah. Is it this one? Is the video?
Yeah, no, that's it. No, that's not in my. And then she's got a God T-shirt on.
From Frontier Airlines. Yeah, I'm not going to save anybody. If something happens, I'm going to save myself.
Yeah, so that
Good thinking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for looking that up, because that's not in my. Where did I get my story from? My story is from a Charlotte TV station.
I get my news
Yeah.
from the real source, X.
Oh, you're on Twitter.
yeah. Dude, I tell you, I got to say, MJ,
Oh, yeah.
Twitter has evolved into the source for news.
Get out of here.
I see stuff on Twitter.
I'll
I see
take that as a
no one.
compliment.
No.
Yes, it is really great.
No,
You can thank Elon for that.
Free
No.
speech at its finest.
No, it hasn't. Twitter is X is a mess.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You bite your tongue.
listen. The bottom line here is, do not get into an argument. Do not disregard and disobey flight attendants. if you do something on an airplane that is perceived as violent, if you do something that is perceived as disruptive, you're not going to win this. You are not going to win. It is not going to end well if you do anything out of line on an airplane. Public service message from the MJ Morning Show. Hi, good morning, MJ Morning Show. Who is this?
This is Andrea.
Andrea, where are you calling from? It sounds like you're in your car, but in what location are you driving right now?
I'm from Winter Haven.
Andrea in Winter Haven. Andrea, thank you, by the way, for listening to the MJ Morning Show. Are you calling by any chance for the $1,000 in the $40,000 MJ Morning Show money heist?
Yes, I am.
Well, you are caller 49, so you're almost there. Can you tell us, Andrea, the last winner from yesterday's show in the 9 o'clock hour to seal the deal?
It was Yvette with an I.
That's very specific and very correct. You win, Andrea, $1,000.
Are you serious?
No, I'm joking. No, of course, of course, I'm serious. Andrea, you won. You got $1,000.
Oh my God! I feel like I'm dreaming, right?
No, you're not dreaming. You're driving. You're calling the MJ Morning Show, and you just won $1,000 thanks to the Kemp Law Group.
Oh my God! Thank you so much.
Andrea, enjoy the $1,000. I'm going to put you on hold, and Andrew's going to get all your information. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the MJ Morning Show. 40 grand over 2 weeks. Who's doing this? Nobody. $40,000. We gave away $20,000 last week thanks to Lucan's Wine and Spirits. This week, thanks to Kemp Law Group. Accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. There we go. Andrea, $1,000 winner. It is 6:54. We got to get into the 7 o'clock hour in 6 minutes, and that's going to mean another $1,000 next hour. Just know who just won. Be the right caller. So we still have $1,000 to give away in the 6, the 7. I'm sorry, we did the 6 just now. We still have $1,000 to give away next hour in the 7 and the 8 and the 9. So $3,000 more dollars to give away this morning. Just listen and win here on the MJ Morning Show. Simple as that. Summertime, you've seen that the temperatures are knocking on 90 now every single day. We're here. The hot days are here. They're not going away for months and months and months. And at the most inopportune time, when it is hot as you know what out there, and your air conditioning breaks, you got to get it fixed very, very quickly. 7:03 at the MJ Morning Show, and we are now in the 7 o'clock hour. That means the next $1,000 in the $40,000 MJ Morning Show Money Heist could happen at any moment. Want to be the next $1,000 winner? Thanks to the Kemp Law Group. Listen, if you just heard who won in the 6 o'clock hour minutes ago, you need their name and be the right number caller this hour, and the next $1,000 is all yours. Hey, I don't know if this is sponsored by the National Cantaloupe Federation. I don't know.
Is there a National Cantaloupe Federation?
I don't know. I'm sure there's some kind of a National Cantaloupe Growers Association or whatever. But I was reading a story about if you really want to be healthy and hydrate this summer, eat more cantaloupe.
All right.
Cantaloupe's good.
You know what? Cantaloupe is great when it's good.
Sweet.
And sweet. Yeah. it has to
Yeah,
be
but
sweet.
man, when you get a bad cantaloupe and it tastes like
A watery dud.
a mouthful of nothing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, what? A mouthful of nothing?
Oof, yes, give me nothing all day.
I get angry at cantaloupe sometimes.
I get angry at honeydew.
Well, listen, dude,
Honeydew, the same thing.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's the
same
same thing.
It's not the same fruit.
But it's the same type of
Yeah.
situation when you get a flavorless honeydew or a flavorless or watermelon's the same thing. Sometimes, hey, it's like it's a melon trifecta here.
It's crazy.
Just any kind of fruit. Hey, I love those little clementines.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's the halos, whether it's the cuties. There's some other brand like Walmart has usually a good deal on. They've got like a 5-pound bag that's very cost effective. And listen, I love, that's one of my favorite go-to snacks. You have a bag of those little clementine, the peelable little oranges in your, because they're, what are they? It's a clementine. There's another name. They're like, what's the other name for the little orange?
Little Oh My Darlings.
Yeah, no.
Clementine. Cuties, Clementines.
Yeah, I thought there's another name.
yeah.
Not the brand name or the marketed name, but there's like it's a clementine or a mandarin. Yeah.
Oh, mandarins.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to think. I'm trying to pull it out of my butt here.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And sometimes you get a dud. Sometimes you have one that's flavorless, and it's like, what the hell happened here? What happened on the tree that caused this particular clementine to be just a flavorless mouth of blah? But the same deal, again, cantaloupe, honeydew, watermelon. When you get a
Peach.
that makes me angry.
How about a peach?
No,
I mean,
peach is different. Peach is a little smaller.
No, but
The same kind of flavor.
no,
though.
but fruit in general. When you get flavorless fruit, and it's not sweet, and
Yeah.
it's what causes that? You know what? I need a fruit scientist to call in.
Don't
Why-
say that.
What makes it not sweet?
I need a fruit to call
It's
in.
when they're inbred by two fruits,
Is that what it is?
I think.
No, I was reading a whole story that cantaloupe should be your go-to summertime healthy hydration item. Yeah.
How about water?
Yeah. You know what's really good? Have you ever had cantaloupe juice? Just like a glass of cantaloupe
Never.
juice? That's good.
When you get a fruit bowl and a whole bunch of cut fruit,
Uh-huh.
like if let's say, and I've been to a bunch of, kids' birthday parties or, events, when Chloe and Julian were growing up, you go to, they all have all these friends at school and, they're 6, 7, 8 years old. And every freaking weekend there's some party I don't want to go to.
Yep.
And you got to go to someone's house.
Yep.
And they've got like the table of food set up. A lot of times they've got the fruit bowl, cut fruit. I would like picking that up and I just like tilting it into my mouth and drinking the juice out of the bottom of that thing. That's
Just slurp it down.
one of my favorite things to do. No, I was just reading about cantaloupe that it should be your go-to vitamin A, vitamin C, and hydration fruit this summer. I don't know who the hell paid for this, but it was a regular news story in USA Today. I just thought I'd point it out.
Cantaloupe PR is really pushing it out there.
There we go.
They're busy.
All right, I saw something else about kids and vaping.
Mm.
And the headline caught my attention that kids on social media are 4 times more likely to vape. Isn't every freaking kid essentially on social media these
Yeah.
days?
Last time I was at the airport and we were waiting in the You know how you wait in the little hallway to go in the plane?
Yeah.
There was a person vaping in there.
Hold on. You mean the jetway?
Yeah, the jetway.
The hallway.
There's a dude
Please use the proper aviation language.
the little hallway.
It's the jetway.
The jetway. Dude's just ripping like huge hits. And
Really?
I didn't think you could do it there, can you?
I don't think you're supposed to vape in the airport at all. You're not supposed to be in the waiting area and the lounge area.
He was just blowing big old puffs.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. And of course, you can't do it on the airplane.
Right.
Listen, you need your fix that badly?
I asked him for a hit.
No, you didn't. Anyway, so yeah, new research is out. 10,880 people researched, aged 10 to 25.
How do you research a 10-year-old?
And they found a shocking correlation between social media screen time and the surge in vaping.
Mm.
What the hell is it about?
It makes no sense.
Dude, don't yell at me. I'm just giving you the science.
He's the messenger in all this.
Don't shoot the messenger here.
Yeah, I was taught to shoot the messenger. That's how I was raised.
All right. And moving along, Froggy.
What?
You know what? I would guess that Froggy and Roxanne are gonna kind of hone in on this story because you guys are both into. Listen, you're into your aliens and Bigfoot and all of your conspiracy theories.
You mean facts? Yeah.
Roxanne, you're into the
Yeah, the sound effect.
Yeah, you got me figured out, don't you?
Listen, I spout facts.
What do you know about the stories of people that get an organ transplant?
Uh-huh.
Oh, and then the other people. Wait a minute. And then they start, like, if the person that they got a liver, or not a liver, but a lung or a...
Well, it
Was
could
like
be a liver.
If that person was like a serial
murder,
killer.
Hold on, why wouldn't it be a liver? Any organ.
I guess you could get an organ,
a
liver.
So, Froggy, you're barking up the right tree. I wasn't going down the serial killer route.
But that's
what popped into my head, too.
But no, there are more findings that are suggesting that organ transplant recipients might inherit the donor's personality.
Wow.
That's interesting.
I had heard rumblings of this. Was there a TV show, a movie? I'm trying to think, or did I read something on this? I mean, this is not a new concept, but this is like kind of mind-blowing. But there's a new study that finds that organ transplant recipients may end up with not just a new heart, a new kidney, a new liver. Researchers at the University of Colorado School of Medicine. This is not some crazy place in Azerbaijan or something. This is research at the University of Colorado School of Medicine, and they show that the vast majority of patients that receive an organ from another individual end up inheriting the personality of the donor.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so let's picture this.
My God.
I know a guy who inherited Bob Goldthwait's heart.
Get out
and
of
he
here.
woke up from surgery and he was like, I was like, whoa, something's wrong.
But, so what do they explain why that would be the case? Like the blood's pumping through your liver, for example.
Can I stop you for a second?
Yeah.
Isn't Bobcat Goldthwait still alive?
Oh, very
alive.
He's 61. I mean,
Bobcat is still...
But he is giving up organs. He gave up a kidney to somebody, right?
Yeah,
Did he?
I don't know.
No.
Did he?
No.
You just made that up?
I just made that up.
you just made a Sam
Wait a minute.
Kinison joke. That'd have been funny.
You just pulled that kidney out of your butt?
I did.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did.
Are you thinking
Got one for you,
Are
too.
you thinking of Sam Kinison?
No, I was doing Bobcat Goldthwait.
So what if Sam Kinison donated, when he
Fester, you could do that. You're more of a Kinison fan than me, right?
Am I ever?
What if Sam Kinison, donated?
That's right.
What were you saying, Roxanne?
I was just saying, how does that work mechanically? What are they saying? Like, let's say I have someone else's liver, and then my blood is going through my liver, and then it's getting up some of their liver cells, and they have their personality stored in their liver cells.
Maybe your whole body contributes to your personality. Maybe it's just not your mind.
Listen,
I got Louis Anderson's liver.
Louis Anderson's testicles.
I got Louis Anderson's sphincter.
Yeah, so just popped it right in.
I was surprised they were able to reuse it.
Have a sphincter transplant. All right, so this is one of these study finds stories. Imagine waking up from surgery not only with a new organ, but also a newfound love for chicken nuggets or suddenly feeling a rush of emotions that weren't there before. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, yet for many organ transplant recipients, these changes are a real and bewildering experience. Researchers set out to explore whether individuals who undergo organ transplant experiences, whether it changes their personalities. And an eye-opening 89% of respondents who received organs from someone else, they report some form of personality change post-transplant. Oh,
wow.
You know what we ought to do? And, I need to do a follow-up anyway. Do you remember the woman that...
on your plane.
I was on a Delta flight coming from New York, and the woman had to rush off the plane and rush to Tampa General because her new kidney was waiting for her, and she got word she had to rush. And the flight attendants made the announcement that everyone please stay seated. We have an individual receiving a new kidney that needs to rush to the hospital for the donor kidney. And we had her on the air. Remember, she came in the studio. We ought to call her up. I've got her number. We ought to call her up. I'm going to drop her a text during the break and see if, let's ask her the question. First of all, how's her kidney transplant going? And did you inherit any traits? Did you inherit anything from your donor?
I'm an 85-year-old man, and Tony Danza gave me his liver.
Yeah, I've got a friend that got. I've got a friend that I need to ask the same thing.
I'm starting to suspect that Froggy has had a liver transplant from Tony, something from Al Pacino.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I had a wig transplant.
And something from Louis Anderson.
There you go.
That was my junk.
All right, 7:15 at the MJ Morning Show. I just thought that was interesting. New research about there's personality transfer. All right, 7:15 at the MJ Morning Show. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. There is something I'm about to do that I've never done before, and I've talked about never doing this. I even went as far as saying I never will. And it turns out that I am going to do something, and I want to see if our listeners can guess. Also, the next $1,000 is on the way very shortly here on the MJ Morning Show. We have a lot to get into. An hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. All content, all entertainment value. No music and commercials for an hour and 20 minutes starts next. Let me tell you about 33 minutes is all that's left here in the 7 o'clock hour, and we're giving away $1,000 every single hour. All local folks. If you notice, a lot of radio stations, do the contest, $1,000, do this, that, and those are national contests among the whole company and all their stations around the country, and people really do win. But when we do these MJ Morning Show exclusives, it's only MJ Morning Show listeners. And if you notice, you'll hear every single winner live on the air and exactly where they are from. So your shot at the $1,000 for this hour, thanks to the Kemp Law Group, accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. The $40,000 MJ Morning Show Money Heist continues momentarily. $1,000 this hour, $1,000 next hour in the 8, and another $1,000 in the 9. Then we'll do it all again tomorrow and then on Friday. Every day this week, every hour, MJ Morning Show, your shot at $1,000 with the Money Heist. And again, last week, Lucan's sponsored. And this week, it's the Kemp Law Group. Accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. Hey, I'm in contact with the kidney recipient. And I said, hey, can you come on this morning? If you were just listening moments ago, we were talking about this really fascinating story about organ transplant patients may inherit their donor's personality traits, or certain aspects of the donor's personality may then transfer to the recipient of the organ. And I was telling the story, Andrew, you found the audio on this? I was telling Andrew the story here, and let me dig it up here. It's on page 13. All right, so here, if you remember, I was on a Delta flight. This is a little over 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, and this was just heartwarming, or in this case, I guess, kidney warming. Listen.
Miss Abaru is in row 32, so please just have a little bit of patience with us, and you will get home very soon.
So that was the flight attendant mentioning the name of a passenger back in row 32.
Flight attendant, prepare for arrival.
And you heard the passengers clap, and she's running down the aisle. We were flying from, we were flying from LaGuardia or JFK into Tampa, and they made an announcement upon landing that we have a passenger that has just been notified that their kidney is waiting, and she jumped on the flight from New York. Could you please, everyone, stay seated and let her deplane, because she had to rush to Tampa International Airport.
Yeah, get a new kidney.
To get a new kidney. And I remember we talked about it on the show. I called TGH, and they made contact, and I knew the name because I had the name on the video, because I started rolling, and you just heard the audio from my Delta flight, and we got in touch, and her name was Jendi, her first name, and she came on the show. And, after she had her kidney transplant, I thought that we would follow up, and I've actually been in touch with her, in the last couple of months to have her back on, and I just texted her this morning. I'm like, hey, Jendi, MJ here. Can we call you this morning? Around what time? I said now. And then I'm waiting for a response. You know what? I'll tell you what. Let me just call her on my cell phone and just see if I can buzz her. It's going to voicemail. So hang on a minute, because we might have to do it later on if she's not available right now. But let me just call again, because Fester, you got to call Fester's phone twice for it to get through.
Yeah.
It's going to voicemail.
Okay.
But listen, this is kind of impromptu. And when we had the story about organ transplant patients inheriting the personality, I thought this is like a double whammy. Let's check on Jendi, and let's see how her kidney transplant is from my Delta flight. And let's ask her if she noticed any personality issues that might have transferred, because this is like new research from the University of Colorado. All right, I'm watching my texts. We're in contact, so hopefully she'll be able to come on this morning, and we can pose the question. 7:31 on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Hour and 20 minutes. hour and 20. You know, we ought to do 120 minutes.
I don't see why we don't.
Why not?
That'd be 2 hours. We're doing an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. It happens every morning around this time. Hey, Andrew, I'm going to need you to go get somebody down the hall in a few minutes. Hopefully, you know, the timing will work out because I got a little situation. We got a fellow employee in the building, and I want to approach something. Something's a little troubling.
Is this going to be a confrontation?
I don't know. I don't know. But hang on. We'll get into that coming up in just a bit. Hey, I asked something of you here in the studio, and of course our listeners listening on radio or streaming or watching MJ TV on YouTube. You know, we're live every morning. You know, this morning show is live right now on TV.
Yes.
You can watch us all in the studio. We've got 4 cameras in here. You can watch us if you go to mjmorningshow.com and you click MJ TV on the top nav bar. Then you can watch us live from 6 to 10. Or you can watch any of the shows on demand, any of the old shows. So you can watch us on MJ TV. So I asked a question a little while ago. What have I never done? I've been very clear about this. I've never done this, nor did I think I would ever do this. And I've been adamant. I mean, this has come up on the show numerous times, and there've already been a couple of hints, maybe a very recent hint.
Yes.
Folks, I'm going to ask our listeners right now. I'm going to ask you, Roxanne, you, Fester, you, Froggy, Andrew, maybe, but certainly you, the MJ Morning Show listener, you can call in right now. Do you have any idea? I know that this might be a stab in the dark for some of you. However, I've talked about this, and stories have come up over the years, and I've said, yep, never done that. I never will. Guess what? I'm about to eat my words because I'm about to do it. Can't believe it. All right, 800-990-1047. Does anyone know what I said that I will never do? I've never done it. Do you have any idea what it is, what I'm about to do? 800-990-1047. I've got a couple of other hints I can drop.
Stop dropping hints, unless you want somebody to guess it more quickly.
If nobody can guess it, I have some other hints I can drop. All right, Roxanne, do you have, look, every line is ringing. Every now they're probably calling for the cash, but listen, we're not giving away the $1,000 yet. Don't call for the money yet. I'll make it very clear when you call for the money. If you know what it is I've never done, I said I'll never do it, and it turns out I'm going to be doing it very, very shortly. So I'm going to have to eat some words on this. All right, 800-990-1047 if you want to take a guess. Roxanne, do you think you know?
The only thing that can come to my head is like, you've never added an S to the word anyway.
He's going to start doing it.
Yeah, I say anyway. I don't say anyways. Yeah, that drives me crazy. All right, look, the phones are all the phones are ripping here.
I have one activity guess, but I'm going to let the...
I'm
going to hold my activity guess.
Let's let the callers.
I know you're reasonably well. I might have an idea.
Sandy in Largo. Sandy, you're on the MJ Morning Show. What have I never done? I said I would never do, and I'm probably going to end up doing it in a few days. No, not probably. I am going to do it.
Oh, my God.
My first guess was like smoking pot or doing drugs.
What the hell?
Yes.
Sandy, I have made it clear that I've never smoked pot in my life, and I've never done an illegal or illicit drug. Nope, I'm not going to be taking drugs or smoking pot. No.
Yeah, so I want you to know, Sandy, I think a legally medicated MJ would be pretty awesome to hang out with. However, it's just not going to happen.
Sandy, it's a very good guess, though. I give you a lot of credit. Good one.
All right, have a great day, guys.
All right, thank you. All right, Vanessa, I think, has got the same guess. Vanessa, your guess is?
I was going to say pot, but I'm going to change it now. I'm going to say jumping out of an airplane.
Wow. You know what? Our audience, I mean, they really pay attention to the show.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I've said I will never do is jumping out of an airplane, skydiving. Vanessa, great guess as well, but that is not the correct answer. But so far, the listeners are correct. I've never smoked pot. I've never done illegal drugs. I talk about I will never go I'm a scuba diver. I have over 1,200 dives all around the world, and I'm a scuba diver. I mean, I would scuba dive nonstop, and at some point, I am going to do that. But no, great guess, Vanessa. Thank you. Let me Rob. Rob has two guesses in the same vein. Rob is in St. Pete. Hey, Rob, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Doing well. All right, so you have two guesses I see on the screen. The last caller just said skydiving, but you have another one. What is your second one?
Yeah, it was actually my first guess was taking a ride in a hot air balloon.
You know what? Another great guess. Yeah. This has come up on the show that I will not get in a hot air balloon.
See, and here's the thing about that,
I've just seen too many videos of those things like running into power lines.
Listen, Rob, Michelle.
They're catching on fire, and then the basket drops from 300 feet.
Michelle would love to go on a hot air balloon ride.
Yeah.
And MJ refuses to go.
Rob, that is incorrect. But, hey, great guess.
That's cool. All right. Hey, love the show. I've been listening to you guys forever.
Hey, thank you, Rob. I appreciate your support.
These callers are getting deep, man. They know a lot of things you'll never do.
These callers, know me. I mean, they pay attention to the show over the years. Brian's got a great one. Brian in Sarasota, what have I never done? I've talked about never doing this, and I've even said I'll probably never do this. What is your guess?
I'm thinking drinking a hot cup of coffee.
Oh, I like that guess. That'd be fun.
Great guess. I've said in the past I've never had a cup of coffee. But right. it's Brian. It's wrong.
Oh man, how long are we gonna do this?
It's wrong, man. Look at these. People are calling in with things that I didn't even think of that I've said that I'll never do.
Wow,
Brian, great guess. Froggy, you getting bored?
No, I just have a guess.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, write it down. Don't spoil the callers. All right. Debbie is in Palm Harbor. Debbie, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi.
What is it? What's your guess of something I've never done? I said I will never do, but I'm going to end up doing it.
Going on TikTok.
Wrong. No, I'm not going on that Chinese spy operation.
I will tell you, Debbie, that we have a TikTok page as a placeholder, but nothing's on it.
Why do you have to muddy the waters? Why do you have to bring that up?
I'm just telling you. We talked about it before. I'm not disclosing any new information.
Yeah. So Fester has an MJ Morning Show TikTok account, but we don't use it.
It says in the description this is run by the Chinese Communist government.
Right. We just took it so no one else stole our name on TikTok, but I'm not using it. Debbie, thanks for the call. Great guess, but incorrect. Let me grab Michelle in Tampa. Michelle, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Michelle, what have I said I'll never do? And I'm telling you right now, I am going to be doing it shortly.
Are you getting a tattoo?
Did you say get a tattoo?
You're right.
What?
Michelle? Incorrect. But listen, but I'm telling you, these guesses are fantastic. They're all accurate. All right, thank you for the guess.
You rope-a-dope right in.
Gershon in Clearwater. Gershon, what's your guess? What have I never done that I am going to do?
Hey, MJ, good morning.
Hey. Hey, Gershon, what's your guess?
I think it's cheat on your wife.
Is that it? That's my guess.
Gershon, yes.
That was your guess?
No, I have a real
why
guess.
not?
I mean,
what do you mean, why not? Why not? Why not? Get out of here.
I mean, there's several reasons why not, Gershon. First is he's hideous.
That's incorrect. John in Newport Richie. John, what will I never do that now I'm going to do?
I think you're going to call Uber Eats.
Hang on a minute. Let me grab another call here and conference you guys. Wes is in South Tampa. Hey, Wes, say hi to John in Newport Richie.
What's up, buddy? Hey.
All right, so both of you guys have the same guess. So Wes in South Tampa, you were going to say what?
Yeah, you're going to order Uber Eats.
Yeah, both of you guys, same guess.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
Hey, John and Wes, I've never used Uber Eats. I will never use Uber. I'm not paying 3 times the price for something. Or as I clearly demonstrated, Chloe wanted to order Uber Eats tacos from Chipotle. Like $25 for the 3 tacos with a tip. You go to Chipotle, $10.43 with tax, and we actually did that. For a fraction of the price. Guys, both great guesses, but incorrect. Have a great day.
So glad you conferenced those two in, John and Wes, so they could meet each other as guest twins.
Yeah. Let's grab Susan and Ruskin. Susan, these are all great guesses. What have I never done, and I've said that I will never do it, but now it turns out I will?
Is it you're going to shave your head?
I don't know if I've ever said on the air that I would never shave my head, but that is incorrect. Not a bad guess. All right, look, every line is every single line.
I'm getting a couple of ones via my phone as people are texting me instead of calling in.
All right, well, do me a favor. If you guys have guesses, Froggy, write down your guess. Maybe I need to give a little hint out here.
Yeah, give a little hint.
Yeah, all right. Let me grab Florian quickly. Florian, what's your guess?
Hey, MJ, I don't remember the name of the place, but I know you've said it over and over, a restaurant that you'll never eat at.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah,
I can't think of
kinda
a
vaguely
restaurant
remember.
that, where he's drawn a line in the sand and said, I'll never eat there.
I might have said that. I can't remember what that might be. But listen, good guess, but not correct. All right, Froggy, what is your guess? Something I said I would never do, but I am going to do it, and it's going to happen shortly.
Take advice from management.
Yes.
What's your real guess?
A listener told me that it's probably getting an iPhone.
Incorrect.
Son of a...
That was a good guess.
The very, very good
Thanks a lot, listener.
Very good guess.
Wasting my time.
All right, Roxanne, do you have a guess?
No, I thought you were going to give one more clue. I'm going to submit my guess after a second clue.
All right.
We get...
Here is my clue.
Okay.
So, Andrew, get ready to screen some new calls here. Here's my clue.
So you're going to take them one step closer to the possible answer, a whole new round of calls?
My clue is yellow.
Oh, you're going to get a yellow Lamborghini.
Okay. All right. My phone is blowing up. With
Yellow submarine?
My phone is blowing up with the guess.
The only thing I see that's yellow is your belly.
Yes. Many listeners have been texting me talking about how you look very jaundiced lately.
Get out of here.
No,
all right, the clue,
your liver flailing?
I want to wrap this up.
All right.
Yep.
So we're going to wrap it up shortly. The clue is yellow.
All right, so I have about...
I've never done it. I even said, I know that I've said I'm never going to do this. And it's going to happen in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is.
She's dancing.
Okay, right.
It's not really a prize or anything.
She started dancing.
She bounced.
Write it down.
She gyrated in her seat. She was so excited.
Write it down.
I know what
Let's see. And our... let me grab Addison. Addison is in Ruskin. Addison, what's your guess? Something I've never done, but I'm going to do it.
A cruise?
No, I've actually been on a cruise, but I appreciate you calling in.
Well, brush your teeth.
Roxanne, how long are we writing a book over there? How long does it take to write that?
I wrote it.
Well, where is it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just show it to me. Don't show it to the camera. Just show it to me.
So she puts it right in front of the
camera.
Oh,
yeah. Well, Roxanne got it.
What?
Roxanne.
See, that was dance.
Wait a second.
I know what it is.
I think Jamie has it. Jamie in Haines City. Jamie.
You're going to let Michelle do that to you?
Jamie, what is your guess? Something I've never done. I've been very clear that I've never done this, but I am going to do it. Jamie, what is your guess?
My guess is that you're going to be flying on Spirit Airlines.
Yes! And Roxanne...
What do we win? What do we win? Jamie and I get a prize.
Roxanne wrote down the correct answer as well. Believe it or not, folks, I said that I've never been on that airline. I said I will never fly that airline. And it turns out, for the first time in my life, this coming weekend, I'm going to fly on Spirit Airlines.
You know, MJ, I'm really excited for you because I fly Spirit several times to go up north, and I've never had a problem with them. Never.
Gotcha. All right, let me explain it all. Hey, Jamie, fantastic guess. Did you know it before I gave the clue yellow?
No, I did not.
All right, so yellow was the clue. And of course, their airplanes are bright mustard, French's mustard yellow. So, all right, Jamie, turn up your radio. I'll explain the story, okay?
Yes.
All right. So here's the deal. My dad is going to be 82. My dad's, not doing particularly well. And going to go see my dad this weekend. Just going to do a quick little trip, kind of just jump in, surprise them. They don't listen to the show, so they're not going to hear it. Nobody call them up and tell them. I'm going to just quickly, and it turned out that the best schedule was a Tampa to Fort Lauderdale nonstop on Spirit. And I got the thing for $59 each way.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah, so
see how that goes.
I took the cheapest fare. Folks, I'm taking on the whole Spirit experience.
Okay.
I am immersing myself. I didn't pay the $38 extra to pick my seat.
No.
I'm just letting that. Guess what? I'll take whatever freaking seat you give me for $59. I can deal with it for a little less than an hour from Tampa Bay to Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. So I'm going full Spirit, baby. This
isn't going to go well.
I don't have a check bag. I don't have a carry-on bag. I have one personal item. I've got like a little satchel just with my DOP kit with my toothbrush.
So you're only going for the day?
I'm going to go for like 24 hours. I'm gonna fly in and then spend the day, go to dinner, spend the night, and then leave the following morning.
I love your intention of like the nice surprise to your parents.
Yeah.
Is it always a good thing to surprise elderly people?
Oh, stop it.
Todd,
Oh, yeah. I'm going to ring the doorbell. They're going to have a heart attack because I showed up.
Oh, no, I was thinking you were in the midst of some wild orgy and didn't want to.
What's the matter with you? No. My dad's 82. My mom is like 79.
It's only threesomes now.
Anyway, so that's it. I'm going to fly Spirit Airlines for the first time ever. So
It's exciting.
Follow my Instagram this weekend for full Spirit coverage on MJ's first time on Spirit Airlines.
Are you not bringing a change of clothes?
Yes, I am bringing a change of clothes. I'm just a little satchel.
Oh, okay. All right.
Underwear, socks, and another pair of shorts and a shirt and my DOP kit and my Surface tablet. I mean, that's all I need to bring. And it all will go in a little thing, a compliant bag under the seat in front of me. So I'm getting the full experience. I'm doing a round trip for $115.
Good for you.
On Spirit.
Man of the people right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, tell me about it. All right, 7:49 at the MJ Morning Show. We've got to give away $1,000. And I think we ought to do it right now. Let's go with, I'm going to take do a very high number. I think I'm going to go with, what? Say it again.
It's got to be at least 105, right?
Nah,
This is a prime. Higher? You're going to go higher?
No, I'll go a little lower than that. I'm going to go with caller 75. All right, caller 75 right now. If you're the 75th caller and you know who won the $1,000 last hour, you win the next 1,000 right now. It's the $40,000 MJ Morning Show Money Heist. That means your chance to win $1,000 if you're the right caller, caller 75, and you know last hour's winner. You always have to know the previous hour's winner's first name. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. That is the number to call in right now. Be caller 75, and you could be the next $1,000 winner. If you're saying, hey, I have no idea who won last hour, keep listening right now because you'll hear the name of the winner coming up, and then you can call next hour. $1,000 again in the 8 o'clock hour. Then in the 9 o'clock hour, and then remember the 9 o'clock later today because you'll need that to call in tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Every day, every hour this week, your chance at $1,000 thanks to the Kemp Law Group. Accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. KempLaw.com. All right, Andrew's screaming away. Did you see this story? Is this like a PR gimmick or something? Did you see, baby is blowing up social media. The baby says that it wants to stay at the Four Seasons in Orlando.
What are you talking about?
Well, first of all, I think the story is a little misleading because the baby is prompted. This story is, it's got like 5 million views across various, social media video platforms. So in this video that's going viral, the father is holding his daughter, who's wearing nothing but a diaper, and then mom off camera asks, Here's the audio. Let me just play the audio. Listen to the audio.
I have a question for everybody. Who wants to go to the Four Seasons Orlando?
Me. All right, so
what?
Why is this a story? I mean,
I don't know.
When I first saw the story, it was like,
wait, I thought the kid requested.
Well, exactly. I mean, the kid is prompted. I thought the kid would have said, "Mommy, I want to go to the Four Seasons Orlando."
Yeah.
All the kid says is me?
Yeah, you could have said anything.
wow.
Like, who wants to go to like the La Quinta Orlando?
Well,
and the kid would have said me.
No, listen, let me tell you what would have been really, really good.
I don't understand.
Who wants to go to the hotel where Bob Saget fell and hit his head and died in a hotel room?
I do.
The Four Seasons Orlando.
What? I don't understand why this is anything.
That's why I'm bringing it up. Why does crap go viral? And why is this a big deal? I thought
you telling me
when I first heard the story, I thought that the little kid was saying, "Mommy, I want to go to the Four Seasons Orlando."
I literally could have recorded Evelyn saying, "Why aren't we going to the Breakers?" And I could have gone viral.
What, are you going surfing?
That's what you're telling me, right?
I don't get anything anymore.
So every little video is a potential content click for somebody else.
Who wants to spend $900 a night at the at the Four Seasons Orlando for the smallest room? All right, again, I'm just
that's a nothing story.
I'm giving you an example of something that's gone viral. It's got 10 million views, and for what reason? And Sarah, was it? Where did
he was a Ritz-Carlton casualty?
Oh, son of really?
Yeah.
Oh, so it was not Four Seasons?
No. He was a Ritzer.
Oh, Ritz-Carlton. Okay, all right. Well, would have been better for the story if it was the Four Seasons. But so I guess they have a Four Seasons Orlando. There's a Ritz-Carlton.
There's also Ritz,
It would have been better for the story if this broke-ass family would have stepped up and gone to the Ritz-Carlton.
You know,
the Four Seasons.
But seriously, the stuff that goes viral, why would that story be such a big story when it's kind of a letdown? You prompt the kid and the kids say, me. Come on.
That's nothing. Yeah.
There's no penalty to not delivering. Everything is a click. If you clicked on it, that's all they want.
Yeah. I got to click on line 5 and say, hi, good morning, MJ Morning Show. Who's this?
Hi, my name is Zell.
We want to give... Oh, Zell.
What is your name?
Zell, Z-E-L.
Zell, Z-E-L?
Yes.
What, Zell, how old are you?
I'm 60. I just turned 63.
Hold on.
You sound 16.
You sound 16. You are 63 years old?
Yes, I am.
Wow. Zell. It's like the cash transfer deal, Zell.
Yeah, she's heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard?
That's where I was
do you want me to Zell you $1,000 right now?
Yes.
Is that what you want me to?
I know. I'm famous because of that.
So you want me to Zell you $1,000 right now?
All right. So
Yes, I would love it.
Is Zell your whole first name, or
Yes.
is it like Giselle or something like that?
Or Zelda?
No, it's Zell.
All right, Zell, you are caller 75.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I'm excited.
Zell, who won the $1,000 last hour?
It was Andrea.
It was. You win.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
$1,000. Zell, spell that name for me again.
It is Z-E-L.
Z-E-L. Zell, you're the latest. 63 years old sounds like she's 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm 12. I feel like I'm 12.
Zell, congratulations, the latest $1,000 winner.
you.
And thanks to the Kemp Law Group.
Yes, thank you, Camp Law Group.
Accident or fall, you call. So if you're sitting at a traffic light and some moron that's on their cell phone texting barrels into you, smashes your car, your back's all jacked up, who are you going to call?
Camp Law Group.
Absolutely. All right. Hey, Zell, hold on. We're going to put you on hold.
Okay.
Andrew's going to get all your information. Congratulations.
Okay, thanks, guys. You guys are hilarious. I love your show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We highly appreciate it. So, couple of things. Roxanne, you were laughing at me earlier.
Yeah.
And then you held up your phone and I think you were showing a video clip of me from my Instagram last night.
Yes, and I do the same thing, but I don't think I look as ridiculous as you.
Oh, you think I look ridiculous?
Yeah. I don't know why. It just,
folks,
as soon as it popped up in my feed, I burst out laughing.
You're going to want to follow me because I will chronicle my first time ever on Spirit Airlines this weekend. And I'm doing the low ball cheapie, man. I got $59 from Tampa to Fort Lauderdale with no early seat assignment. I'm just playing the Spirit Airlines roulette game. I don't know where the hell I'm going to sit. And I've got no carry-on. I've got my little personal item. That's going to be it. So give me a follow on Instagram. I don't use TikTok. I'm on Instagram. Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. But Roxanne, I guess, was laughing at a video that I shot, and Fester is playing the video right now off my Instagram. So let me play the video here quickly. All right, and hang on a minute. All right, Fester, do it. Refresh it so I can play it from the beginning. So this is what Roxanne is laughing about. All right, refreshing. All right, hit play. Here we go.
Here we go. Taking it up a notch. I've now added a weighted vest because of Guy Fieri. No. I did see recently that Guy Fieri had used weighted vest training, but I've been thinking about doing this for a while. And this is about 20 pounds. I just got it today. I'm excited. So this should burn even more calories. So far, so good. I'm about a mile in. Feels good. Another 20 pounds or so.
What are we doing?
Burning the calories, man. See you tomorrow on the MJ Morning Show.
All right, so yes,
okay.
I shot it.
Yeah, that is the most unlistenable piece of audio I've ever heard.
What are you talking about?
In the beginning with the well, it's called the Guy Fieri or whatever. It doesn't matter. You sound like you have a lisp and a.
I'm exaggerating because you don't say Guy Fieri.
Nobody does that.
There's this weird little
That's
R.
not a thing.
It is a thing.
It's not a thing.
It is a thing.
He just rolls his R.
There's a weird little R
Guy
roll.
Fieri.
It's Guy Fieri.
It's a gargly R roll.
Yeah. So there was a
I got
story.
20 pounds extra. That's why we're going to be more fit.
There was a story recently that Guy Fieri.
Oh my God! Don't do it again.
It's unlistenable.
That part of his 30-pound weight loss is because he was doing exercise with a weight vest.
I'm not impressed.
And I got a weight vest yesterday with almost 20 pounds of plate. So, I mean, with the vest and the plates, I'm right about 20 pounds extra.
He has 20. Guy Fieri has 20 pounds of accessories on at all times.
Yeah, like rings and necklaces and crap.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Frosted tips now?
I think seriously, I think he's got 20 pounds of hair gel and frosted tips going on.
MJ, you look like you have a bulletproof vest on
that's
around town.
That's where I was headed. I mean, it almost looks like I'm one of those.
It's tactical gear.
It's almost like I'm a defendant in a court case where I did something really bad and like somebody might want to kill me. You know when they have a perp or a defendant that is marched into court with a bulletproof vest on?
Yep.
It does. It looks like a tactical bulletproof vest. I got a blue one. It came in like black and black camo. It came in like desert tan. It came in, and I opted. I sent Michelle, I got onto WhatsApp with Michelle, and we did a video last night. I'm at the store. I'm like, hey, all right, what color should I get? And she's like, get the blue. So I got the blue. No, it looks like I'm walking around with a bulletproof vest on. It does.
It does.
So if you want to see the video, it is on my Instagram right now at Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio.
Oh, it's a barn burner of a video, too.
If you want to see a past middle-aged white guy walking, breathing heavy, mispronouncing the famous cook's name, this is it. If you took these weight plates out, could it double as a bulletproof vest?
You know what?
If you put the right plates in?
Guess what? They do sell actual tactical plates for this. This is a 511 brand. So I got the 511 brand, which is a little more expensive. You can buy some cheap ones on Amazon.
I bought I think it was Orpho or Morpho. I love mine.
So the reason why
there's a ton of them out there.
The reason why I thought that is because of the strip of Velcro in the front.
Yeah.
Where like an officer would put their name. And I'm like, that's a tactical gear. That's not a.
It's a weight vest. It's made for weight training or to have a weighted vest. But it looks like a tactical vest. And you guys think I look ridiculous? All right, let our listeners be the judge. Go check out my Instagram feed, Certified MJ Radio and leave a comment. What are you laughing at?
Just at the angle you're walking, I can't tell where the top of the palm trees stop and your hair begins. That's crazy.
My hair's a little wild as well.
Yeah.
All right.
My hair is just a little
You're a
bit crazy.
spectacle. If I saw you in
Yeah.
my neighborhood.
I am fascinated with the Elvis story.
How did this happen?
This is insane.
Doesn't the Elvis estate make like $60 million a year or something like that?
Listen, I went to Graceland when I was doing my afternoon show. I went to visit my Memphis affiliate when I had a Memphis station that carried my show, and I went to Graceland. I had time to kill, and I went to check out Graceland. I don't know what the heck is going on. I don't know how the hell this even happened, but Elvis's home, Graceland, is going to be up for auction after Lisa Marie Presley, who died, failed to pay back a $3.8 million loan. I mean, I've got questions here. If somebody, and the Elvis's granddaughter, is that it?
Lisa Marie's kid?
Yeah, I guess they're trying to stop this now. They're trying to. It's Presley's granddaughter, Riley Keough, is trying to stop the auction. Is trying to get a court to intervene. It's a crazy story. But my question is, if somebody ends up with Graceland, you've got Elvis's body buried in the backyard.
Oh, that's right.
Do you suddenly own Elvis's body?
Dude, I'll dig that thing up and put it on display.
Well, I was going to say, that's what I was going to say.
Yes.
Elvis on tour. You dig up Elvis, and if somebody buys Graceland, hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's the brand new Elvis Presley tour. Elvis has left the casket. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I want to see zombie Elvis.
Seriously. I mean, I bet you would sell out Raymond James Stadium if you had like the top Elvis impersonator and the corpse.
All right, Elvis. Let me read the details here. Elvis Presley's historic Graceland home could be sold off at a foreclosure auction this week if appeals by surviving family members are unsuccessful. According to a legal notice filed this month, the property and its surrounding land is due to be auctioned off to the highest bidder at Shelby County Courthouse in Memphis on May 23rd. That is tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
How much do they think it's worth, or how much do they think they're going to get for it? How much are they in arrears to where it's in a foreclosure proceeding?
The sale, however, is being fought by Presley's granddaughter, actress Riley Keough, who claims the company behind the foreclosure had no right to do it. Naussany Investments, Naussany, Naussany Investments and Private Lending claims that Keough's mother, Lisa Marie Presley, took out a $3.8 million loan using the property as collateral in 2018. It claims Lisa Marie signed a deed of trust to secure the loan that year, but it alleged that she never paid it back before she died last year at the age of 54.
Lisa Marie.
Now, Keough, Lisa Marie's daughter, Elvis's granddaughter, she's saying that the loan is fake, insisting it was not executed by her mother. These documents are fraudulent. Keough's lawsuit filed May 15th in a Shelby County courthouse. She goes on to claim that the signatures on the deeds are forgeries and goes even further to allege that this Naussany Investments is not even a real entity. Oh my God. In the lawsuit, she claims the notary involved in the deed has denied verifying Lisa Marie's signature or even having met her. That's the notary that allegedly notarized Lisa Marie's signature on the document. So the claim is now that the notary is saying, allegedly, that never met Lisa Marie and never verified her signature with a notary stamp?
What's the point of a notary then?
This is a bizarre story. So a temporary restraining order was granted, I guess, to halt the sale, and an injunction hearing is set for today.
So who do you believe, MJ?
I have no idea.
How does Elvis's relatives not have like $100 million just laying around, and they can't just like make this go away?
Listen, you're asking good questions, Fester. So Elvis bought the 13.8 acre estate for $102,500 in 1957.
That's a good investment.
Wow, you know what that's worth today? It's got to be worth $25 million. It's got to be worth a fortune.
Okay, so hold on. Elvis Presley Boulevard in Memphis is a rough part of town.
Right.
I mean, it's, other than it being Memphis for its tourist trap value, how much is it? I don't think it's worth $25 million.
Dude, listen, the generation of income, how many people? I visited Graceland.
Wow. All right, so
over 600,000 guests go through Graceland every single year. Anyway, we'll follow this. We'll let you know what's going on and what happens. I mean, if, let's say it does sell, is the family able to, exhume Elvis's body?
You get to, who knows?
Or if you buy it, I mean, are you buying Elvis's body and bones? And could you, dig up the skeleton and take Elvis's bones on tour?
I want an Elvis femur necklace.
Yeah, I would not let Priscilla on my property once I bought Graceland.
I want an Elvis metatarsal ring.
I want to wear his earlobes. Oh, those are probably gone.
This is a bizarre story. Hey, Andrew, can you grab Pat, our traffic guy? Let me know. Ask him when he can come down when he has a little bit of time. So I need a little bit of time with him in between his traffic reports. I got an issue.
Uh-oh.
With Pat? No.
Yeah, I got an issue. We got
Class personified?
We got to address something. Hey, did you see that they busted one of the individuals? There was a jewelry store robbery here in Tampa, and this is good police work, Lou. I mean, they tracked the same thieves. This is like a Carrollwood area, if I'm not mistaken. There was a heist at a jewelry store locally, a small jewelry store, and then they tracked the same crooks down to Miami, where they busted into an Hermes store and stole all those expensive Birkin purses to the tune of $2. Did you see this?
That's a big step up from a community jewelry store to a Birkin location.
Yeah, Sheldon Road. I guess that's Town and Country, or
Sheldon Road's
it's between Town and Country and West Chase.
Kind of? Sheldon goes from Town and Country to Odessa. On that side of the road. On that side of Tampa.
Right. So here's the deal. Store surveillance video shows that you have these crooks that smash into the front of Deluxe Jewelers on Sheldon Road. This happened back in March, according to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. So Deluxe, that's D-L-U-X, Deluxe Jewelers. So the crooks bust into the front door, smash in. The owner, Carlos Enrique, said that they used a big crowbar. They opened the door, hit the camera, a Ring camera that he had inside. They started pushing around the jewelry cabinets. They end up stealing a safe. So the thieves, they steal a good, the size of an old television set, the old tube set. They stole a pretty big metal safe.
Pretty heavy safe.
And they put it in the back of a truck. And during the getaway, the safe falls out of the truck into the middle of the road.
And you got to push that in the truck.
And then, exactly.
You can't steal a safe and leave it on the tailgate, people.
So they abandon the truck. I'm sorry, they abandoned the safe. Yeah, they fled in the truck. The safe fell off, and they abandoned the safe in the middle of the road where the safe was recovered. But then, let's fast forward. There was a heist. There was a hit a few days later, back in March, at the Hermes store in Miami. They ripped off 60 Hermes Birkin bags. Those are those bags that start at $10,000 or $12,000. And which celebrity had it was just recently. One of the celebrities had $500,000. We talked about this.
J-Lo.
Was it J-Lo?
Mm-hmm.
J-Lo walking around with a $500,000 Hermes, and it's Hermes. People might think, it's Hermes. No, it's French. It's pronounced
Hermes.
It's Hermes. is how you say it. And they make that famous Birkin bag. A lot of women that are listening right now, they know all about the Birkin bag. That was an episode of, Sex and the City? Remember the Birkin bag?
It's going back.
I must have missed that one.
MJ.
These things are I would like to point out my wife, Michelle, does not have an Hermes Birkin bag. She does not. But they
good. We wanted to make sure. Thanks for pointing that out.
So the crooks, they rolled into the store with big plastic, those brute trash cans.
Yeah.
They rolled in with plastic, 50-gallon trash cans, and they're sweeping these Hermes purses off the shelf. They stole 60 purses valued at $2 million.
Jesus.
Wow. I mean, $2 million haul in Birkin bags. Anyway, some good police work. They were able to, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, and then you have Miami. Clearly, they must have gotten together because they were able to trace a similar vehicle used, and they put it all together, and it turns out they were able to link a Hyundai Santa Fe small SUV that was at both of the heists. That's some good police work, and they ended up arresting Eduardo Garcia. He's the owner of the Hyundai Santa Fe. They arrested him.
Wow.
There are other accomplices, and I guess he's clamming up. He's not rolling over. So they're still after additional suspects that were in on the heist on Sheldon Road here locally at Deluxe Jewelers, and then also down in Miami at the Hermes store ripping off the Birkins.
That's some detective work.
That is some serious. I would love to know a little bit more of the ins and outs on how they put that together. You got 5 hours away from, Hillsborough County down to Miami and 2 different heists. Wow, that's some pretty damn good police work there.
I tell you what, man.
Yeah.
This Deluxe Jewelers, they know a thing or two about Cuban chains. they have a lot of thick chains.
Okay.
Is there a specific Cuban chain?
Oh, you don't know what a Cuban chain is?
I don't.
Oh, see this big, heavy,
So it's actually
men's
called
gold.
Fester is on the Deluxe Jewelers
Facebook page. D-Lux.
Yeah, this entry even says, attention all Cuban chain enthusiasts.
That's me.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, and then a Cuban chain is not done unless you have a big, gold face of Jesus hanging from
You know what?
it.
You need a Cuban chain.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
That's what you need. You need a Cuban chain.
Yeah, that's what I need.
All right. Speaking of the police, the investigation continues. It looks like the Matthew Perry death investigation, talking about Matthew Perry from Friends, it looks like that, this is accelerating, and there might be some additional chapters. I mean, if you thought it was all done that Matthew Perry died in his swimming pool initially, some of his friends, no pun intended, came out and said, oh, he was clean, he was happy, he's not on drugs. Then it turns out he had a ketamine pharmacy apparently in his body.
I mean, he could have been happy.
He died of an acute ketamine overdose in his swimming pool.
Yeah, someone sold him the ketamine.
Yeah, and now the latest update is that the police and the U.S. Postal Service U.S. Postal Service investigators. You know what? Can I make an announcement to the U.S. Postal Police and the U.S. Postal investigators?
Announce away.
How about you stop finding whoever got the ketamine to Matthew Perry? How about you find my 2 income tax checks that I mailed out on the 15th, priority mail that never arrived at Charlotte, North Carolina to the IRS?
Yeah, mail police.
How about that?
Selfish.
You know what?
A man's dead.
Why don't you get yourselves off the Matthew Perry investigation and find my missing mail? Here's the deal. According to TMZ, Matthew Perry's death has a bunch of federal agencies involved.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, TMZ first reported yesterday that the DEA is now getting assistance from the U.S. Postal Inspection Service. They're trying to find the person that gave Matthew Perry the ketamine that killed him. So do they have indication that maybe it was mailed to him? Because isn't that the only reason that the U.S. Postal Police would get involved if the U.S. mail was used to send Matthew Perry ketamine?
No, little known fact, the U.S. Postal Service police are the best investigators, and this deal was done on a sidewalk, but they want to get them involved. I'm being sarcastic.
What are you saying?
I'm being sarcastic.
Of course
it has to do with the mail.
Something to do with the mail.
Yes,
All right,
something to do with the mail.
You were trying to be funny.
I was trying, but I failed.
All right, so that's what that looks like, people. Well, listen, MJ, listen, they obviously found the envelope still in his dining room table.
Yeah. So TMZ has learned you got 2 federal agencies now involved here. Law enforcement told TMZ that the USPS's federal investigatory authorities are now involved in the probe and looking into whether Matthew Perry acquired any drugs through the mail. We're told the postal inspectors are offering their expertise, including the ability to track packages and other mail-related investigation tools. Listen, I'm not holding high hopes here. They can't even find 2 priority mail letters that I sent from the Tampa, Maine post office at 5 o'clock in the morning on April 15th, where I mailed 2 checks, one to the IRS at P.O. Box 1300 Charlotte and one to P.O. Box 1302 Charlotte.
Oh, you get over it.
Can I ask you a question about this?
Listen, I want my money back at least.
Let me ask you a question. A serious question.
You know, I started an investigation. Hang on. I started a missing mail tracer, and I haven't heard anything back in weeks on my missing mail tracer.
Cool.
So maybe that's lost too. Yes, Fester.
All kidding aside.
Yeah.
I am moderately concerned about you being a potential victim of identity theft.
Yeah, that
all joking, because it has your if it's corporate stuff, it has your EIN and that, but does it eventually have like your social security?
Yeah, my social, absolutely.
Sure.
So
my social is on the document. So it's my name, it's my address, my
Physical
social.
address, mailing address.
There were 2 checks, one for income tax due on the 15th with my extension.
Which has routing information, right?
And then, the check would, absolutely.
So you wrote a handwritten check to
Yes.
man, you are so 1982.
And then the other check was for my quarterly estimated.
Okay.
So I did call my institution, my mental institution.
And they said, come back, we need you.
I did stop payment on those checks. But no, could I be the victim of identity theft by someone stealing? My concern is, check washing. That here's a check for X and another check for X. And, they just wash out Internal Revenue Service or Department of the Treasury, I think is what you put on the checks. And then they can put their own. So I did stop payment on the checks.
Did you put Department of the Treasury or IRS?
No.
Because suddenly Iris is cashing a check at her bank.
Yeah. So on the checks, you write U.S. Treasury.
All right.
And then it's mailed to the IRS. All right. So Matthew Perry, are they going to trace who got him the ketamine? There clearly is some indication that it was mailed to him. And is someone going down for getting Matthew Perry the ketamine that killed him while he was lounging in his swimming pool out back?
All right. Now they're just shaking down legitimate ketamine dealers.
So he was receiving ketamine for depression and anxiety. So he must have been getting it from a legitimate source at some point along the way, right?
Possibly.
Or what's to stop him from getting a legitimate prescription and eating half a bottle of it?
If he was under a physician's treatment for depression and he was prescribed ketamine, then that would be legal. But what if he wanted a whole lot more ketamine than what was prescribed? Then he would go the illegal route, and it seems that that's where maybe the investigation is going. All right, I want everyone to tell me, hey, Andrew, Pat can't come down for see if Pat, tell him it's only going to take 2 minutes.
Let me go down.
No, Andrew, because Pat said he can show up after 9. See if Pat can come down now. Just ask him when he'll have 3 minutes.
It won't take as long as he thinks.
Yeah, just when does he have 3 minutes? Tell him to roll on down. Yeah, I've got.
Tell him nobody really listens to the traffic reports anymore.
I've got an internal issue. I got to deal with a problem. I got a problem in house with our traffic guy. Yeah,
Is it the way he does the reports?
No. Listen, keep you updated. I'm Pat George. It's our traffic guy who does our traffic reports in the morning. And something happened yesterday, which I'm just going to tell you right now. There's going to be a confrontation.
Save it until he's here.
It's going to be a confrontation.
Don't say that. If he's listening, he's not going to come down.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a lover, not a fighter.
No, I got an issue. So we'll deal with this in just a matter of minutes. I thought this was thought this was great. I'm thinking about doing this. Did you see that a condo that was once owned by Neil Diamond's son is available for $3.99 million in New York City?
Neil Diamond's son?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, you could own a condo that was once owned by Neil Diamond's son.
What's his name? Sit Diamond?
Well, hang on a minute. What I love about this is,
Neil?
one of the features. One of the features in the home is when you push the doorbell, it goes.
I think the should have been.
That's the only reason why I did that.
That's the only joke you can make.
It's the only.
MJ, I'm watching the words come out of your mouth. You can own the condo of Neil Diamond's son, and I'm thinking,
what the hell am I?
What?
What the hell is MJ doing here?
So apparently, your boy Neil has two sons, Jesse Diamond and Micah Diamond.
Yeah.
His son's name is not Sit.
About Stan,
Neil, Ben.
All right. I would not typically do a story about Neil Diamond's son's former condo up for sale for $3.99 million if I didn't have a stupid joke like, "Hey, you push the doorbell, it goes." That's awful. All right. So speaking of music, this is hysterical. Festa, you found this on Reddit? I love my wife.
Right.
This guy took a picture of a raspberry buffet.
Oh my God. This made me laugh out loud.
Yeah, this is funny. This is from Reddit. Fester found this on Reddit. I love my wife. This is the raspberry buffet that she made for my birthday. For context, I once told her that when I was a kid, I misheard the lyrics to Prince's Raspberry Beret as Raspberry Buffet. Raspberries being my favorite food on the planet, I thought this Prince fellow on the radio had something in common with me, but he was so rich he could order up raspberry buffets whenever he liked, which I could only dream of. Then along comes my wife making my dreams come true.
With an awesome-looking raspberry buffet.
What the hell are y'all talking about?
Think of Prince songs and raspberry buffets.
And they're the kind she found at a secondhand store.
Yeah. Raspberry buffet.
Froggy,
you couldn't figure that out?
Wait a minute. Okay, is this a real story? Is there a real picture of the buffet?
Yes.
You really need
I
to see
get
the
it. I
photo
mean, it's
to go
just
along with it.
weird.
There's a picture on Reddit of this whole array.
It's a raspberry buffet.
It's a whole array of just tons of raspberries.
Look at this delicious raspberry buffet.
It's a whole platter with like chocolate and cookies and little snacks and
all raspberry flavored.
I see vegetables there.
All raspberry like treats, but then the fresh raspberries.
Yeah, don't let the vegetable part confuse
the vegetables
you.
is a different bowl, Frog.
Big beret, not raspberry buffet. All right, welcome Pat George to the MJ Morning Show here on a Wednesday morning. Pat, welcome, buddy.
Hey, nice to be here.
Hey,
hi, Patrick.
I don't have a traffic problem right
all right,
now.
so
Just heavy stuff.
how many minutes do you have?
Probably 2.5.
All right, let's go.
Perfect.
All right, Pat, I got an issue. I'm not telling you jack crap anymore. I'm so pissed at you.
Okay.
I'm angry at you.
Okay.
All right, so I walked in yesterday morning at about 5:30.
Right.
And I saw that some new furniture. Folks, the studios are finally getting redone around here. Okay. So I walked by one of the studios that we call the Pivot Room. And it's a general studio that can be used for multi-purpose, on the air if you need to, production room. And I walk by and I see that the new furniture is installed. And I'm looking at it, and you walk right in because you saw that I was looking at the new furniture.
And I wanted to know what you thought.
And I said, yeah, this is the cheap countertop.
Well, no, you didn't say that.
I said, I said this is the cheap countertop.
No, you said this was garbage.
No,
You go, this is garbage. And look it. The only reason why I even mentioned it to the engineer.
Hang on a minute.
Because I know you probably got it from the engineer.
Hang on. Yes, I did. All right. So But then I said, yeah, this is. I don't think I said garbage.
You said garbage.
I said
that does sound like something you
I
said.
said this is garbage.
I said this is a cheap countertop.
No, you said this is garbage.
All right, but wait a minute. But then I said the on-air studios are all getting nice hard surface, like what do you call the hard, like quartzite or what is the brand?
Laminate.
No.
It's the opposite.
Not a Corian.
Corian, yeah.
Corian, there you go.
So that's I was thinking of the brand name. Is that DuPont Corian? Anyway, so all of the on-air studios, like our new MJ Morning Show studio, we're getting like the Corian nice countertops. And I said, Pat, yeah, this is kind of a garbage Formica countertop in here. I don't know if I said garbage.
You said this is garbage.
All right, whatever. So, but then I said all of the main studios are getting really nice hard surface countertops, and then you run off and you tell
absolutely did not.
So how did the engineer know that I
absolutely
called
not.
Maybe the room's
The
bugged.
engineer walked into the room.
Yeah,
and I said,
"Oh, you said MJ said that this is garbage. How else would he have known?"
You exactly what you said. I'm going to tell you exactly what I said.
What?
I said, this top right here, is this going to be in all of the studios? And he said, no, it's going to be different in the studios that go on air.
That's what I just said.
Good, because MJ said this was garbage, and I did that to make sure that if they changed their minds, you would have a fit. And I wanted to let them know so that you didn't have to live with garbage on the countertop.
So that was actually
I did it for
something he
you.
was watching your back.
Pat, if I'm, you didn't. If
I did it exactly. It was not a tattletale. It was, and I wanted to make sure
tattletale.
because everything in this room you think is bad, so I want to make sure it was going to be good, so you didn't have to hear it anymore.
If I'm having a private conversation with you, you don't need to run off and tell the engineer that I said that room had a
MJ,
garbage countertop.
Hold on. You're receiving this the wrong way.
Exactly.
He kind of loose-lipped it to protect you.
He didn't need
That's
to say
exactly why I did that. To make sure that was not going in this studio.
You didn't need to say a thing.
Listen, you didn't ask him to send.
Well, next time I won't try to save you.
Yeah, you didn't ask him to send a veiled message to the engineers, but he did.
Then the engineer's like, "I heard you called the new studio garbage." I'm like, "No, I
called the countertop."
Hey, and now he knows. And now he knows.
I make sure it did not come in this room.
Yeah. Patty, thank you.
You know, sometimes they change their ideas and plans, and it could have got in here, and I was
and that's just what happened.
When we have
because MJ thought he was going to take you to task, and now you've explained to him that
I
you're
did it
sticking up
because
for
I
him.
like the guy, and I know that he only wants the best.
I'm still taking it
Hey,
to
and can you
task.
ask, and everything you ask for around here, you get. Can you ask them for a raise from me?
Yeah, all right.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get right on that,
Pat, when I have a personal conversation, just keep that to yourself.
I will do that, but I was doing this for you.
He loose-lipped it in your interest.
What an attempt to flip the script
No,
here.
it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's the honest to God's
There's
truth.
two sides to every story.
And what did I tell you?
Thank
What
you,
did I tell
Patty.
you? I said, when you want to get the word out, you tell Pat, and
Yeah, I
he'll
mean,
go tell.
Pat is
Who
a
needs
big
to know?
blabbermouth.
Good to
That's
see
no
you,
joke.
Rat. I mean, Pat.
Pat the rat.
Pat the rat.
That's funny.
Hey, listen.
Cheese eater.
I use Pat the gutter rat every year to clean my gutters at the house.
Oh, you
That's
use
not-
Pat the traffic rat for your report.
Pat the traffic rat.
That's his name for the rest of the show.
Oh, hey, and I did see Pizza Rat up in New York City last weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I love MJ. I started thinking this is the cat calling. What's the phrase? The cat calling the pot. The pot.
It's
calling the kettle black.
Yes, that's the
Yes,
phrase.
listen,
It's
I
Cat's
have
got your tongue.
Yes.
Pot
Okay.
calling the kettle
well,
black.
this is a pot calling the kettle black thing because MJ sometimes has loosey-goosey lips himself.
That
right?
is not true at all. I do not have. Oh yeah, give me an example of me having loosey goosey lips, Roxanne.
Everything that we tell you on or off air gets blabbed into that microphone in front of your face. That's the example.
Because my filter is content. If it's good content, my fiduciary responsibility to this MJ Morning Show listening audience is to provide the best quality entertainment. And if you guys say something to me that's interesting, I'm bringing it up.
Okay.
All right,
Can I tell you I have a problem?
I
have a problem.
I wanted. All right, what's your problem?
Let's go. What do you got? What's your problem?
My problem is it's something I told you about earlier
Yep.
that may be contributing to it. But then another part of my problem is I haven't had any coffee today, not one drop, no food. I have to do blood work later after my shift. And I just am. And it
What time's your doctor's appointment?
Well, I have to run out and then run back.
Hey,
So my doctor's appointment is at 11:30.
Oh. Well,
How are you?
How
How are you?
Yeah,
Good?
all right.
Do it again. That
Right
sound?
up here.
That sound?
All right.
Huh?
That sound.
All right. So
I'm
what's
saying I'm dragging.
What's your
Just
problem?
you can have coffee if you have blood work. Big deal.
I don't think so. I think
No,
it taints it.
I think you're allowed to have coffee.
I think you'll be all right.
I think you have to
mean,
fast for some tests.
I have a steak dinner before I
Yeah.
get blood
Maybe you can
work.
have water. I thought
Just water. They
It doesn't matter.
They told me for the most accuracy, just water.
Then just drink water. You
That's
can't.
what I'm
You can't have
doing.
some restraint. All right, so that's your problem.
That's my problem today.
Oh,
I can't.
boy.
I can't grab a phrase. Like I'm like, is it the pot, the kettle? You know.
I wanted to
tired.
know where I was headed.
Yeah.
Before you had a problem, is you brought up earlier some new sheets that you
Yes.
slept in, and this sounds like the most ridiculous hocus pocus con job in sleep accessories I've ever heard. All right,
Let me give you the
is this
hocus pocus.
bullshit? This does. This sounds like a bunch of bullshit. All right, so what's the story? You something about what special electrified sheets?
Yeah, someone sheet the bed in these sheets. No.
What are the sheets called?
The sheets are called grounding sheets. Have you ever heard of these?
No.
All right.
Does it connect you
Well,
with the earth?
Last night I was staying the night at my sister's house, and yes, Fester, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And so she was like, "Ooh, you're gonna love this new bed that I got because I got purple pillows and I got grounding sheets." And
Both you and your sister are weirdos with all these. So your sister claims to have a sheet
Yeah.
called a grounding sheet.
Yes.
And what is this grounding sheet supposed to do for you?
Okay, they are bedding sheets that have conductive material woven through them,
What
usually
the-
silver thread. Oh, it gets crazier. And then you connect them to the ground port of the electrical outlet in your home.
What the hell?
So
you have you plug in sheets? But wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's not like a heated blanket that you plug in. There's no heat.
There's
It's
no
just-
heat. No, it's just
an electric
creating
blanket.
It's creating a
no,
pathway.
It's not an electric
No.
blanket.
It has a connection to the earth because you know what grounding is?
Of course I know. You think I'm an idiot?
What is it?
Yeah.
Hold on. Well,
Yeah, what is it? What is it?
In this instance, what is
Right.
grounding?
Grounding is a way to take away an electrical discharge
Okay.
of some sort.
No.
Grounding is also
When you walk barefoot.
Yeah.
when you walk barefoot on the earth.
But that's also what he just said. And you walk barefoot on the earth to take away the electrical discharge. Yeah. you do.
So, what are the sheets supposed to do? What kind of
So,
gimmick has your sister
they-
been sold here?
They create a
Grounding.
pathway for the Earth's natural energy to flow into your body while you sleep. And grounding sheets give you various health benefits, reduced inflammation, improving sleep quality,
Oh, give me that.
and
This is
enhancing blood circulation.
get out of here. This is a bunch of that's junk science. Get out of here.
Why does it sound like Roxanne's like auditioning for an infomercial?
Because I want to be their pitch woman.
Yes.
No, I don't. Because guess what? Maybe it's the wrong day to have tested them because it's my no caffeine day. But I feel like I'm still underground. They made me so tired, and they didn't work for me. And then I told Ange on the way to work, I was like, I don't know, I don't feel good. And she said, well, you have to do it 3 days in a row. By the third day, you just pop out of bed and you feel amazing.
Yeah, maybe you should have slept in it a little longer. I mean, you wake up at a ridiculous hour.
All right, so there's no heat involved. It's you plug in your. That's got to be so you have a sheet and then you got a wire coming off your sheet while you're sleeping and it's plugged into the wall.
Yes.
And these are like the thickness of a regular sheet.
The thickness of a regular sheet, and then they have the little tiny little tinfoil pieces in them.
All right, I'm sorry.
Hey, I mean, she said 3 nights of sleep in that bed, and you feel amazing.
That's psychosomatic.
And she said you just spring out of bed.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I prefer if I'm going to do my grounding, I'm just going to run around barefoot in my front yard and get all the pesticides on my feet.
God, give your sister's address out because every gimmick and con man will be able to sell her. Have Patrick Swayze stop by with a driveway blacktop resurfacing scheme.
She's in the car right now. Happy graduation, Bria.
What?
That's my niece.
Grounding sheets.
Oh.
Working in shout-outs to the kids.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, you're not going to be able to. It's all in your head. You're grounded.
I'm going to get you some for the next.
No.
I'm going to get some for the MJ gift exchange.
Please don't do that.
We're never getting together again.
Here is a question that I have. It is 8:35 at the MJ Morning Show.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to Q105 at 104.7 FM. The MJ Morning Show. Folks, spread the word. Tell everyone the MJ Morning Show is back on 104.7 FM every single morning. We got $1,000 to give away in just a matter of minutes. The next $1,000 in the MJ Morning Show, $40,000 money heist is on the way. Thanks to the Kemp Law Group. Accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. So your chance to win the next $1,000 in just a matter of minutes. We got to give it away before 9 because we have another $1,000 to give away next hour. And remember, folks, these are all local winners. If you notice, you will hear every single winner on the phone. Their name, where they're from, these are all local listeners winning $1,000 every hour for 2 weeks during the MJ Morning Show. I want to know, and don't call yet, I'm not giving away the money yet. Is this creepy or is this brilliant? It's time to play another edition of Creepy or Brilliant. A woman who is pregnant is trying to find baby names. What is her method to find the right name for her baby? Roxanne, what do most women do if they're considering baby names? Or they're trying to come up with ideas for their upcoming baby?
Sometimes they steal their friends' names.
All right, so you might know a name.
Yeah, names you've heard of before.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's a method.
I mean, there's baby books.
Yes, that's exactly. There are
can
baby.
do-
I
yeah.
remember we did that.
The internet.
You know, we got
Yep.
we got suckered.
one.
That's hey, good answer. Good
Good
answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Babynames.com.
Good answer,
There you
good answer.
go.
Family names.
Yeah.
Froggy
So-
named his son Max after the restaurant on Saved by the Bell.
Let's review. So a name that you've heard. Steal a friend's name that you like. Baby name books.
Yep.
Go on the internet. There are a jillion websites, with baby names. So here's where it comes in: creepy or genius. Is that what I call it first?
Creepy or brilliant.
Oh, creepy or brilliant. Oh, same damn thing.
They work out.
Yeah.
Either way.
All right. This woman says she's pregnant, looking for baby names. So she went to a large cemetery and just started cruising all the gravestones, looking at the names on the gravestones.
That's smart.
Okay. Yeah. That's...
All right. So here's the deal, MJ. We've talked about this before, and Roxanne is a testimony to
Hold
this.
on, but we talked.
How old names
Yeah, that's
are
true.
making a comeback.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So if you look at people who died in
12.
Yeah, right here. I was going to say
1937.
Yeah, right. But if
Yeah.
you look at people who died like after WWI.
Sylvia.
Right. But
Gertrude. Ethel.
you're going to see names that you've heard of,
Yeah.
but just aren't common anymore. So if you want a more unique name.
Milton. Oh, thank God you've answered.
How many Miltons do you think were born in 2024?
Yeah.
2023?
Exactly. Yeah. How many babies have been named Milton in the last 60 years?
But, these old names, I mean, Roxanne has an Evelyn, which you think of an Evelyn as 86 years old.
Oh, yeah, that's decrepit, arthritic, and keeled over.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
That's his grandma's name.
Yeah.
Well, is she decrepit and keeled over?
Yeah, she's no longer with us.
Oh,
Yeah.
ooh,
But,
She's way keeled over.
But from that period, his grandmother was probably born in the 1930s, probably.
Yeah. Let me grab a couple of calls on this. Don't call for the money yet. Not giving away the cash. The pregnant woman going to a cemetery to look at the tombstones for name ideas for her baby in utero. Creepy or brilliant?
I think it's just a different way to get information. I don't know how creepy I feel.
All right, 800-990-1047, 800-990-1047. Tell me, creepy or brilliant? 800-990-1047. Ideas for baby names. Nope, don't go online. Don't go to Barnes & Noble and get a baby book or be a lazy son and order it on Amazon. No, just go to a cemetery and just cruise row after row of grave sites looking for names on tombstones.
Does it mention if she's having a baby boy or a baby girl?
Esmeralda.
I bet you it's a girl. I think naming girls is more difficult than naming boys.
Oh, no. Girls is easy. Naming boys is harder.
Okay.
That's a fact.
Because you have
What
so
do you mean?
many?
What is your empirical data to suggest that that's a fact?
Because it's a fact because I have like 10 girl names that I want. Well, I mean, I had some at the top of the list, but there are just so many pretty girl names, and it's just harder to find boy names that you really want.
Yeah, I guess this is a viral video because the mother shot a video of her walking through the creepy cemetery, looking at, and she's got her kids in tow, so she already has kids. She's got video of the kids touching the tombstones. So her kids that have already been born, and I guess they're able to walk, they're going through the cemetery, they're touching the tombstones, and there's a new baby girl on the way. So, all right, is that creepy or brilliant? Let's ask a couple of callers here quickly. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Leela in Largo. Leela, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Leela. Is that creepy or brilliant going to the cemetery to look for baby names?
It is absolutely brilliant. I spent the pandemic 2 years taking my little son to do cemetery mass at a cemetery in Tarpon Springs.
Well, hold on. You took your to do cemetery what?
Math.
To do cemetery math, like when you take birth dates and subtract them from.
Oh, so the date of death, subtract the date of birth and how old. But a lot of times the tombstone says how old they were.
Not in the really old cemeteries. It just shows birth date and death date.
Okay.
No, it doesn't have your age.
I never heard of hold on, cemetery math? Is this a thing?
Hold on. You've seen
Is this like Kumon? Is it Kumon cemetery math?
Oh man, I took Kumon.
I was homeschooling because of the pandemic, and so it was getting creative with a 4-year-old.
Yeah, that's a good field trip.
There are great names. And in fact, in Tarpon, there's a woman, her name is Mary, and her last name was Christmas. I kid you not.
Merry Christmas?
Her last name was Christmas, and she married a man because she wasn't because they had her like maiden name, and her name was Mary, Mary, and I took a picture of it because I was like, nobody's going to believe this.
Merry Christmas. So I wonder if she was a ho ho ho.
Nice.
I'm kidding.
Nice.
You like that?
Brutal. Your name's Mary Christmas.
There are great names in the cemetery. That's genius. Genius.
All right. Thank you for phoning in, Leela. This is exactly why I take phone calls. Great call. Appreciate it. Dan and Brandon, brilliant or creepy?
Brilliant.
Why do you think it's brilliant, Dan?
So my wife and I, when she was pregnant, we decided we would go to the cemetery here in Brandon to find names because she liked older names. She's from Korea, so she said, let's find an American name. There's a lot of Americans buried here. I said, all right. And we ended up naming our daughter Teresa after a gravestone, Teresa. I had forgotten where my mom was buried, and it turns out we went to visit it again, and that was my mom's grave. So we named her after my mother.
Ah. All right. So another vote for brilliant.
All right.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Crazy, huh?
Okay,
Thank you.
Let him go.
Yeah, all right.
Did he say he forgot where his mother was buried?
Is that what you heard?
I think that's what I heard.
Wendy in Bradenton, going to the cemetery to get baby name ideas off the tombstones. Creepy or brilliant?
I think it's brilliant just to find old names. I don't think it's weird. Weird would be looking up, serial killers of America.
Oh,
that's a good point.
That's true.
Weird would be looking up serial killers to find a serial killer name.
All right, honey. I think we should name him Ted.
No, I think we ought to name him Berkowitz.
Yes.
Yes, here's baby Berkowitz. It's the son of Sam, folks.
Have you heard the name Gacy?
Old names are really popular right now. To find names from the 20s.
Yeah, some are coming back. I don't think that Hazel and Gertrude are coming back, are they?
I bet you
Hazel is.
Oh, Hazel is?
How about Grace?
Hazel is.
No, Grace is.
That's a good one.
No, Grace is a big one.
How about Alice?
That's a good one.
Sure.
Hey, thanks for the call, Wendy. Have a great one. Let me grab two more here because then I got to give away the cash. Kathy in Newport Richie. Kathy, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hi.
Hi.
All right, creepy or brilliant? So far, everyone thinks it's brilliant.
Oh, I think it's creepy.
We got the first creepy here. All right, and why do you think it's creepy?
First off, I don't like graveyards. Second off, my family has either got the name of Eleanor or Patricia. So my husband at the time came up with Sunshine.
Say it again.
For our firstborn, Sunshine.
Very hippie of you.
So your daughter's name is Sunshine?
Yes.
Oh, that's very sweet.
And lollipops.
All right. Well, thank you, Kathy. Have a great day.
Thanks. That was great.
All right. So that's one creepy. I'll grab one more. Joe in Lakeland. Joe, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning. So, brilliant. I'm going to finish with that was brilliant.
Right.
A lot of names today are common, and you want your children to be unique. So, therefore, I definitely commend her for finding a different source for a name, for sure.
All right, there you have it. Mostly brilliant callers. Have a great day, Joe. Thanks for listening. So, mostly brilliant, one creepy.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, listen, I think I find cemeteries interesting.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, Festo, what do you want to...
I looked up most common female names.
In 1890.
Yeah, and I don't know why I think she's having a female, but...
Mary, listen, some of these are still very common today, and some of them are Mary, Anna, Ruth, Margaret, Elizabeth, Helen, Florence.
Let me go back.
Ethel.
Ethel.
Yeah. Don't look, Ethel.
Ethel.
Yeah.
Ethel, is that making a comeback? I don't know.
I don't think Ethel's making a comeback. I think it's just some hunched over, mothball smelling 90-year-old when I think of the name Ethel. I'm sorry. All right. Let's do it. Let's give away another $1,000 right now with the MJ Morning Show. $40,000 money heist over 2 weeks, giving away $40,000 in cash every hour, every day for 2 weeks. Last week we gave away $20,000 thanks to Lucan's Wine and Spirits. This week it's the Kemp Law Group. Accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. So would you like $1,000 right now? Just be caller number 52. I don't think I've used the number 52 before. Caller 52 right now, 800-990-1047. Caller 52. If you're the 52nd caller and you know who won the $1,000 last hour, you'll win the $1,000 this hour. And if I were you, I'd be paying attention. If you don't know what the name was last hour and you're out of it, make sure you listen right now and you'll hear who wins momentarily, because then you can call in the 9 o'clock hour next hour and try to win that $1,000. All right, caller number 52, 800-990-1047, and we will take the winner live on the air as we always do, so you can hear it's a live local winner. I have a Red Lobster update, ladies and gentlemen, here on the MJ Morning Show. What is the Red Lobster update?
Red Lobster for the seafood lover in you.
Yeah, I had a listener, Haley, send me this email. Hey, MJ, not sure if you saw this yet, but it ties into your Red Lobster closing story you've been following. This is a letter released by Red Lobster about their circumstances. So we know that Red Lobster closed around 90 locations around the country. The story broke first thing Monday morning that Red Lobster had filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And when people hear, oh, my God, Red Lobster filed for bankruptcy, people think, oh, they're done, they're closed. Now, yes, they closed a bunch of locations in the Tampa Bay area. They closed the Ulmerton Largo store is closed, and all the contents were just auctioned off. An MJ Morning Show listener ended up winning all of the contents, everything inside a Red Lobster Largo on Ulmerton for $13,800. I saw one of the auctions. I thought I saw it went for like $60,000 in another city.
And that's still a value for all that equipment.
But I'm telling you right now, was it Johnny's Tap House and Grill up in Tarpon?
Yes.
They were listening to the show, and they heard about the Red Lobster auction. They would have had no idea. They were liquidating everything inside Red Lobster on Ulmerton in Largo. They heard it on our show, and I was saying, guys, you're not going to believe this. The auction online for all the contents, it's $700. Then it went to $800. Then it went to $1,200 and $2,100 and $5,000, $6,000. Anyway, the auction closed last Thursday at $13,800 for everything inside the Red Lobster. Everything. All the kitchen equipment. I mean, what a steal for $13,000. So,
did you ever get pictures of the stuff?
If you're a regular listener to the show, you know that they saved the booth for me because Michelle and Chloe.
God, you're really doing
yeah,
that?
Yeah. So they informed Festa they have a booth for me.
Yeah, we got to
Festa,
figure out how to get it.
Did you ever find out whether it's the 4-person booth or the 8? We'd rather have the 4-person booth.
I did not find out what sizes. I can, but I haven't.
Yeah, can you call them and text them? Because I hope it's not the huge booth. They want the smaller booth. But in my house, we're going to have a booth from Red Lobster Largo, which was just closed down. Anyway.
You got a 4-person booth. Here's a picture of your booth, by the way.
It's a 4. Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, there's my booth.
Yeah.
There's his booth. That's. Look at that.
There might be a little. He said there might be a little tear in the fabric.
At dinner.
Why are you know what? That in your house is so tacky.
You know what I'm going to be singing?
Red Lobster for the seafood lover in you.
Even if I'm having pancakes, it's going to be
Red Lobster for the seafood lover in you.
And then I'll get an IHOP booth or a Denny's booth. All right, I'm told that I need to pick up the next line, caller 52. Hi, good morning. Oh, but there's more to the Red Lobster story. So I want to share what I was actually setting up. So hold on, let me give away the money first. 8:52 at the MJ Morning Show, and I need caller 52 at 8:52. Hello, who's this?
This is Lacey.
Lacey,
Yes, sir.
where are you calling from, Lacey?
I'm from Largo.
I'm going to tell you right now, Lacey, I like the name Lacey.
I thank you.
Yeah, I've never seen it on a tombstone, by the way, but I do like the name Lacey. Lacey from Largo?
Yes.
Lacey, why are you calling the MJ Morning Show right now?
Oh, to finally win $1,000. I've been trying every day.
Lacey in Largo, you're the right caller. Lacey, for $1,000, can you tell me who won last hour?
It was Zell.
Yes!
Woo!
You got it. You got $1,000. You're the latest. You're the latest winner.
So awesome.
All right, congratulations, Lacey. Thanks to the Kemp Law Group. They're sponsoring this entire week. Accident or fall, you call Kemp Law, and you got $1,000, Lacey. I'm glad that
Thank you, Kemp Law.
Yep, I'm glad you finally got through, Lacey.
You guys are so awesome.
Thank you. Lacey, are you Lacy or Lacey? How do you spell your name?
Lacey.
There we go.
Thank you for asking.
Yes, my pleasure. Lacey. Lacey,
yes, sir.
Thank you for being hopefully a regular, everyday listener to the MJ Morning Show.
Oh, my gosh, I am. I love you guys.
All right, Lacey.
Absolutely.
How old are you, Lacey?
43.
Excellent. Thank you, Lacey. Right smack in my target demographic. I appreciate it.
Yes.
All right, Lacey.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just wish Nielsen could get their act together. All right, thank you, Lacey. Appreciate it. Look at that. We have another 1,000 to give away next hour. Another $1,000 in the 9 o'clock hour. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to win. And remember, next hour, you just got to be the right caller and know that very excited winner that we just had. 8:54 at the MJ Morning Show. So quickly on the Red Lobster story, listener sent me this note that I guess is a note from Red Lobster. Dear guests, you may be aware that Red Lobster filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. We'd like to take a moment to explain what this means for our company and for you and our valued guests. And then they just go into the fact that, hey, we filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Bankruptcy is a word that's often misunderstood. Filing for bankruptcy doesn't mean that we're going out of business. It means just the opposite. It's a legal process that allows us to make changes to our business and our cost structure so that Red Lobster can continue. So the plan is to continue with, obviously, the most profitable Red Lobster locations, and I'm sure that's what the decision was. Close the locations that maybe were not as profitable, keep the locations that are profitable, but I guess Red Lobster trying to
explain basic economics to their idiot customers.
No, because a lot of people.
They clearly explain what bankruptcy means. We're all not going out of business. Okay,
Who are you, Dr. Phil?
I mean, hey, let's go to the Red Lobster. I'd love to go to Red Lobster with Dr. Phil. He'd overanalyze me eating the Langostino lobsters.
Langostino, which is really just a crayfish, I think. Anyway, bottom line is they're trying to tell people that we're not like going out of business. We're just filing for reorganization under Chapter 11 bankruptcy law. So that's the deal. All right, 8:56 of the MJ Morning Show. Man, we are running late today. Man, you got a whole lot more than an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. When we get back, we have another hour to go, and we have another $1,000 to go, and we be loaded. Next here on the MJ Morning Show. Oh, I want to talk about spending. There is something that people are doing, and it involves spending, and it has reached epidemic proportions. Spending, epidemic, what am I talking about? I will explain next. And I guess the question is, are you doing this? Are you spending in this fashion? If you're curious, you'll hear next. I think you ought to hang around to hear this, to be quite honest. Banco. MJ Morning Show on Q105. Welcome to the 9 o'clock hour, folks. Quality MJ content and $1,000. So content and cash. Ooh, content and cash. Man, how's that for a catchphrase?
Not really good.
Content and cash.
I hate the word content.
You do?
Yeah, it's such a generic term.
How about crap and cash?
I'd rather
Gotta
have
make
that.
some content, bruh.
Or, I mean,
crap and cash.
Comedy and cash would be better.
Crap and cash.
Content just seems like such filler.
I saw a video of these two guys that burst into a University of Pittsburgh speech or something, a class, like 300 kids in it, and they got up.
You mean like a college lecture?
A college lecture. And they just went in, started causing a ruckus and saying, screw you, bleep this school and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And the cops called them, and their excuse was we were making content for YouTube. That was their excuse. We're just making content, man.
Content.
It's like they thought you were a shooter, idiot.
You've got a bunch of morons that do some stupid stuff for so-called content.
Yeah, the school went on lockdown because of these two making content.
I'm sure Fester's going to come up with something in the next 30 days. All right, I got an email from a listener yesterday that I thought was fantastic, and I didn't think of this. I got to give credit, unless he stole it from somebody else, I got to give credit to Rob. Rob sent this email to me, and I encourage emails. I love getting emails. My private email is mj@mjmorningshow.com. That's how you get a hold of me. I'm the only one that goes through my email. You got a hot tip, you got gossip, something I need to know.
Did you say you got a hot pick?
I said hot tip.
I heard pick.
I got it.
Nope, just tip.
The email for me is mj@mjmorningshow.com. Feel free to send me whatever you have. mj@mjmorningshow.com. And my Instagram DMs are always open. If you don't follow me, give me a follow at Certified MJ Radio on Instagram. That's Certified MJ Radio. And we spoke about this earlier. You can see me in my, what looks like a tactical ballistic vest. Looks like
you put it under your shirt.
Look, no, you don't wear it under your shirt.
You look like a buffoon.
Dude, there are numerous people in my neighborhood that I see walking around with the weighted vests.
You know what they all look like? Buffoons.
No, they don't.
Well, then I'm in that category.
No, you
because
look good in yours.
Thank you.
I added a weighted vest to my weekly target of 20 plus miles a week. So I wanted to, kick it up a notch. Ooh-wee, kick it up a notch. So I went out, I purchased I went to 511 Tactical, and I did this last night, and I purchased almost a 20-pound. I've got two 8.75 pound plates, and then the tactical vest that the plates go in, and I can even add more. So with the vest, I'm probably sitting at about 19 pounds or so.
What are you going to do next? Like Hoover used to do, run around with garbage bags on until you pass out in your driveway and almost die?
I start that in mid-July.
Great.
Yes.
You ever see people doing that?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
my
it's
gosh,
ridiculous.
Crazy.
I start that in mid-July. Anyway, you want to see me walking in the neighborhood last night looking like I've got a SWAT vest on?
I see you walking down the street. I'm like on alert.
Active shooter or something. Take a look. The video's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, and check out all my other content. I think it's worthy. I'm not going to wear my weighted vest on Spirit. That was Andrew. Hold on, let me turn your microphone on. Andrew in the producer booth. Yes.
Yeah, use that on Spirit so you can carry stuff in there instead of an extra carry-on.
No, I don't need an extra carry-on, folks. There was. Oh, I'm fine. I'm great, folks. If you missed the breaking news from earlier this morning,
breaking news.
It is. I've always said I will never fly on Spirit. I have never flown on Spirit, and it turns out to go pop in for a day to see my ailing dad down in Fort Lauderdale. That
can't you just say to see your dad?
Well, my dad is,
he's older, but is he on death's door?
No, he's not on death.
Ailing for when he's really ailing.
Don't put that into the universe.
You have an 80-something-year-old dad. Okay, you have an old man father.
My dad is almost 82, and he's not doing too well.
That part's unnecessary every time you refer to him.
I'm going over to visit Dad. Just a quickie. Michelle and Chloe are not going with me. I'm just going to do a quickie, a day and an overnight, and it turned out that the Spirit schedule worked best for me. And I can't believe things that you never think that will happen suddenly happen.
Like you flying on Spirit?
Yeah, exactly.
Crazier things have happened.
I mean, this is breaking news, folks. I mean, you know what's going to happen? Later tonight, I'm pretty confident that like Lester Holt on NBC Nightly News, I'm pretty confident there's going to be a special report. Yeah. This is an NBC News special report. Now, in New York, here's Fester Dolt.
We have breaking news this evening out of Tampa, Florida. Local radio personality.
Why are you trying to sound like Tom Brokaw?
How does Fester Dolt sound? I don't know.
Anyway, so
Local radio
what is the breaking news?
Flying Spirit Airlines for the first time ever.
Unbelievable breaking news.
For live on the scene reporting, let's go to our
Tom Slackjaw.
Person in the field.
Now let's go to Hal Herman.
Hey, Hal Herman here. This is unbelievable breaking news.
Hal, welcome to.
Thank you.
This is Hal's debut on NBC Nightly News. With
Thank
Fester
you,
Dolt.
Mr. Dolt.
All right, so a lot of breaking news items this morning, especially the fact that I will actually fly Spirit Airlines later this weekend. I will fully document everything on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. Anyway, on my email, I got this email. Let me go back to where I had started. And I got to give Rob some credit here, unless he stole it from somebody else. But in the whole P. Diddy matter, Sean Diddy Combs, he wrote to me yesterday, MJ, have you thought about the fact that they may have found the Diddy video when they raided the house and one of the federal agents leaked the video to CNN?
Oh, we didn't say that?
No, we did not.
Oh.
We were wondering, and I called the hotel complicit. When this happened, what year was that? Was that 2016?
Yes.
So 2016 at the Intercontinental Hotel or whatever it was at the time in Los Angeles, the surveillance video was leaked and it came out. What's her name again?
Cassie
Ventura.
I
don't
know. P. Diddy's former girlfriend, and the video came out. She had filed a lawsuit last fall citing abuse, and that was quickly settled. I'm sure she walked away with millions. And just last weekend, CNN got exclusive video of Diddy, Sean Combs, attacking her in a hallway at the hotel in Los Angeles in 2016. Punching her, hitting her.
He's looking like a complete madman.
Dragging her down the hallway of the hotel like a caveman.
How about throwing an expensive vase at her?
Kicking her while she's on the ground. Horrific, abusive video. And the video just pops out. And this is a couple of months after the raids on Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and in Miami. So I think this didn't, really dawn on me. Maybe the video was found during the raids, the search warrant on the houses, and someone leaked it to CNN to get the video out there.
Why would Diddy keep that around?
I don't know.
Destroy that thing.
Yeah, destroy it.
Yeah.
You get rid of stuff like that. But also, listen.
Somebody at the hotel probably leaked it.
Well, dude, the hotel was 2016. Remember, and we brought this up, that Diddy paid the hotel, or somebody at the hotel was paid $50,000 to turn over the video to Diddy. So
somebody was paid off to shut up.
The hotel was complicit. That is a nightmare. That is horrific. The hotel, if they had video of Sean Diddy Combs attacking this woman, what's her name again?
Oh my
gosh.
Cassie
We're
Ventura.
going to put it up next to the names over here on the
Let's just make her the next winner for the $1,000 so I know the name.
Let's just call her Jessie Ventura for now on.
Yeah.
But that is complicit on behalf of the hotel. It's despicable. So, listen, maybe somebody at the hotel sat on a copy and released it, 8 years later? That's when
everything went down.
Unless it was a leak from the search warrant, which, listen, it's a possibility. Do I think that's likely? Yeah, maybe not. But it's certainly a possibility and interesting. Listen to this. People are doing this. This is like epidemic. And I'd love to know if you're doing this. The number of people that are secretly shopping at work, on the job, online is getting to be even greater than some of the problems that businesses had before.
I'm shopping for a hotel right now.
Oh my God! You are.
Yeah.
Why are you shopping for a hotel? Fester is online doing hotel. Where?
We're taking the kids out of town this weekend.
You're looking for hotel rooms in Orlando?
Only one night. We're only going to spend Friday night in Orlando because Friday day or Saturday day.
There's the My Hana Hotel on iDrive for $106.
Let's see what the pool looks like. The important part's really what the pool looks like and the entertainment. I could care less where it's located, but I have reservations at a Disney resort on Saturday, so we're going to squat at Disney all day Saturday.
Okay,
but we're going to spend the night Friday night at a hotel off property.
When you say squat, you made lunch reservations?
We made lunch reservations at an undisclosed resort.
So that you can use the facility.
So we get in, because now they have pretty tight security.
Right.
And this being a holiday weekend, they will not let you on the resort property unless you, of course, you park at Disney Springs and take a bus, but that's a different scam.
You made a lunch reservation, and then you're going to camp out and use like the pool and facilities all day like you're at a resort and you're just going for lunch?
There's a 10% chance we actually go to lunch there, but probably not. We'll probably bring a couple of Wawa subs with us.
They're going to bring a cooler.
Yeah, absolutely. My Hana, let's see what the pool looks like. 39. I'm shopping for hotels right now as you're talking about people. No, I can't get this one.
Why not?
Because the view.
The buffet's not big enough.
Well, the view is that.
Oh, the tower where the
tower drop
where the kid died.
Too spooky.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, you look out the window and it's that tower on iDrive where the kid got flung out. That's terrible.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm shopping for blindfolds right now.
Yeah.
So listen, you guys are Roxanne is showing me her phone. She's shopping. So the point is, the amount of shopping that people are doing while on the job, while they're at work, the jillions in lost productivity because people are not working at work, they're shopping at work.
I'm going to give a little more detail why I'm shopping for blindfolds because that sounds a little creepy.
This is happening with remote employees. Well, hang on, hold on to that thought. This is happening with remote employees. This is happening with people that are actually back in the office, which, a lot of companies are saying, this has been happening for a while, but it's getting even more prevalent that a lot of companies are saying, all right, everyone back to the office. Where Froggy's wife, Kim, works. She works for another radio company in town.
Yeah.
And they recently said, all right, everyone back to the office.
Yeah, those folks at Genesis are really cracking down.
Yeah, I got to be honest, they're a little late to the game. It's not Genesis. They're a little late to the game in getting people back to the office. But still, people working remotely. There are plenty of remote jobs that are still out there. But there is, billions.
What the hell is that?
What is happening?
Do you hear something scratching?
Hold on.
Is there an animal?
Take your headphones off.
What is that? What?
Is there an animal here?
Oh, they're doing stuff. They're doing stuff in the studio behind us. Is that on the air?
I don't know, but inside the studio, it sounds like there's a...
Cut it out, Rudy!
You know what? We're sitting in here doing a radio show, and he's like spackling the wall.
I don't... Well, they're finally...
Hey, come on in, Rudy.
I love Rudy, a great fisherman.
First of all, MJ, you know Rudy.
Jeez, Rudy.
Come on in, Rudy.
We're trying to do a show.
Come in here, Rudy.
Rudy Tooty, fresh
Rudy,
and
come
fruity.
Come here, Rudy.
No, it just sounded like there was a raccoon stuck in our wall behind us while we're on the air. Yeah, I think that was you, Rudy.
That's you.
A little louder, Rudy.
Anyway,
sorry, louder.
So tons of people continue to screw with productivity, and they're spending billions and billions of dollars online shopping while they're supposed to be working, whether it's a remote gig still or whether it is actually working. Listen, I got Fester's. We're doing a morning show, and Fester's scrolling for hotel rooms in Orlando this weekend, and Roxanne's trying to find some creepy blindfold for some kind of kink operation.
No, it's
apparently,
not.
while Doug's away.
It's not a kink operation.
But it's not a kink operation.
All right, 9:23 at the MJ Morning Show. All right, quick break. The final segment of the MJ Morning Show is next. On Q105 and $1,000. $1,000 could be yours next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Crew, ladies and gentlemen, $1,000 is moments away, and many of you are saying, I could use that $1,000. $1,000 every hour, every day. Last week, that was 20 grand, thanks to Lucan's Wine and Spirits. And then this week, it's the Kemp Law Group making this all possible. So how'd you like to win $1,000? Minutes away here on the MJ Morning Show. You find your hotel room for this weekend for your little freeloading scam?
You know what? I'm not trying to break the bank here. I have a couple of things picked out. But, yeah, I'll get one soon. I'll get one by this afternoon.
All right. Got a couple of celebrity things. Jennifer Garner is encouraging Ben Affleck to work things out with J-Lo.
I mean, good for her. Yeah, you gotta see it through, man. If you're married, right?
No, but it's just kind of odd that here, Jennifer Garner is Ben Affleck's ex. Why would she get involved in trying to see this all smoothed over and whatever the rockiness is? And all the reports that they're shopping for separate places to live now, and it looks like the marriage is in trouble on the rocks. Why would Jennifer Garner get involved?
You know what else is tricky is why would she get involved when she's getting married soon, and she actually is not going to invite Ben to the wedding, is what I read recently, because she doesn't want J-Lo to be there. So this is even stranger. I read the story within the last week.
Say that again.
Within the last week, I read a story that Jennifer Garner is getting married and will likely not be inviting Ben because she doesn't want J-Lo there. So this story that you're sharing that she wants them to get back together sounds a little contradictory.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Also, speaking of J-Lo, what is the story? I saw a headline. The shaming truth about Jennifer Lopez's dark past as Diddy's alleged gun mule?
Yeah. I mean, when she was hanging out with Diddy, she was
So her Diddy
with him.
years were like early 2000s.
Yeah. All right. Now,
she was Diddy's.
Have we talked about this in the past?
I think we alluded to it.
This sounds familiar. So was J-Lo used as like a gun smuggler for P. Diddy? What's...
There were some bad things going on back then. and that's the
Did
rumor.
J-Lo do some bad things back then? I mean, was she hiding guns in her butt or something? The big J-Lo.
Yo, put this in your butt, J-Lo. Hurry up. Yo, kiss it. All right, again.
Watch Jenny from the block hide this Glock.
It's an AR-15. Put it in.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. You're hearing that lifestyle.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
This is coming back around. Former NYPD investigator Derek Parker, who worked a 1999 shooting involving Combs and J-Lo, he escaped a lot because of who he was, according to this former NYPD investigator Parker. Now, a lot of stuff is just coming back to him. So what are they suggesting, that Diddy had more involvement in some kind of shooting back then and he was able to walk away because of who he was? Did someone look the other way, or did his celebrity and fame, did it save him from potential prosecution or higher scrutiny?
I don't know.
Diddy's probably gotten away with tons and tons and tons of things, not just a couple.
I'll tell you what, I'll never forget that green dress that J-Lo wore with Diddy. I forget where they were going, but it's just like, if you see it in the article, MJ, it is cut below her navel.
It was the Grammys, right?
It was the Grammys.
It was
it was the
green
Grammys.
dress?
The green dress at the Grammys. I will never forget that.
And
That's
then
when
the
they were
South
together.
Park guys wore it.
Yeah, Michelle went and bought a knockoff after that and wore it out to dinner one night.
Nah, that was a
No,
good
I'm
look.
kidding. No, but this is out of the Daily Mail. Time's up for Sean Diddy Combs, and he knows it. Ooh.
I'm not shocked at this information.
Yeah, not shocked at this information.
I actually saw this coming the whole time.
Did you notice the skin tags on his face?
MJ, here's the
He has a couple.
Does he? Here's some of the details for J-Lo as it relates to P. Diddy. A recent lawsuit filed by Rodney Lil Rod Jones, who we've talked about,
Yes.
Lil Rod.
alleges that
Lil
on the
Rod.
night of the 99 club shooting, it was Lopez who allegedly carried the gun into the club for Combs.
You know what?
And passed him the gun after he got into an
I
altercation.
think that might be what I was alluding to. I think that's come up in the past. I think we might have even talked about that. But, you think of J-Lo as like just so pure and clean.
No, you don't.
And back in the day, maybe she was doing some dirty work for some Diddy dirty work.
You don't think of her as a gangster necessarily, but if you're running with gangsters, you're doing gangster-ish.
Speaking of gangsters,
Huh.
I thought of something. I don't know if anyone's ever done this, but with Red Lobster in the news, I thought of a great chain called Dead Mobster.
Who would go there?
Dead Mobster.
Hey, let's go to the new restaurant. Dead Mobster? No way.
What are you, crazy?
You crazy as something, Sil?
I want some chicken parm. I want the nice veal cutlet at the Dead Mobster.
Already opened a new place.
Hey, Tone, they named a new restaurant after you.
We're not going there, Chrissy.
The Dead Mobster, Tone.
We're not going there, Chrissy.
It's a good place.
Has anyone ever thought of that? Instead of Red Lobster, Dead Mobster?
No, but we've thought of Red Slobster.
Dead Mobster for the dead mobster in you.
Yeah. And then Fester was talking about opening up Red Slobster.
Dude, they opened up a Red Slobster right next to the Dead Mobster. Using all the equipment they got from the Red Lobster.
Let's just go back to Satriel's.
Guess what else we have breaking? There is additional celebrity breaking news, and I'm actually very glad to see this happen. Let me give you an audio daily double hint. And here we are on May 22nd, and now we find out
You fought him back, man.
that cops have arrested 2 suspects in the Ian Ziering biker brawl that happened, what was that, on Hollywood Boulevard or something in broad daylight?
He did a pretty good job of protecting himself and then getting out of there. Remember, he kind of ran away?
Cops have arrested 2 suspects allegedly involved in the biker brawl that left actor Ian Ziering seriously rattled. LAPD, they had an update last night saying the officers arrested Jacob Esteban Hernandez, a 20-year-old male, resident of Rosemead, California, then Angie Teresa Guizar, a 40-year-old female resident of Los Angeles. Hernandez was booked for felony vandalism. Guizar was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. Authorities credited videos taken of the incident as key pieces of evidence for the investigation, noting the footage helped officers identify the suspects.
Yeah, well, Andrea Guizar has been on the radar of the police department for a long time.
If I'm not mistaken, this happened like January 1st. Wasn't it New Year's Day?
It seems like it was a long time
It
ago,
was a
yeah.
long. I think it was New Year's Day that beloved 90210 star got attacked.
He prefers to be known for his work in the Sharknado series.
Those are,
I mean, if you're going to
those are
refer to
classics.
Ian Ziering, please bring up his finest work.
And it happened on Hollywood Boulevard.
They attacked in front of his family.
Yeah, he claimed that his car was approached by some mini bikers.
Hey, come on, man, let's go.
So it all went down on New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, gotcha.
Wait, were the bikes mini or the drivers? Were they midgets?
The little dwarves. They were kicking him in the nuts.
I think Shorty Shane was involved.
Oh, it's the guy from 90210. Let's get him.
2 members of the mini bike gang arrested.
Yeah.
Mini bike gang.
Guys, we're talking about like nearly 6 months later.
It takes a while, the mini
And,
bike rounds.
Yeah, the fact is that they were able to round them up.
The mini bike circuit's a hard one to crack.
Would you like to hear the statement put out by Ian Ziering?
Please.
Yesterday, I experienced an alarming incident. This was...
Yesterday?
Well, no. This is when the event happened.
Oh.
Yeah. This is when the event happened and he was attacked. Yesterday, I experienced an alarming incident. I realized I was in Sharknado movies. No, it doesn't say.
Ian.
Hold on a minute. No, this is what it says. This is from... this statement's from January 1st. The attack happened on New Year's Eve. Yesterday, I experienced an alarming incident involving a group of individuals on mini bikes. While stuck in traffic, my car was approached aggressively by one of these riders, leading to an unsettling confrontation. In an attempt to assess any damage, I exited my car. This action unfortunately escalated into a physical altercation, which I navigated to protect myself. I am relieved to report that my daughter and I are both completely unscathed, but the incident has left me deeply concerned about the growing boldness of such groups who disrupt public safety and peace. This situation highlights a larger issue of hooliganism on our streets and the need for effective law enforcement responses to such behavior.
All right, Steve.
As a citizen and a parent, I find it unacceptable that groups can freely engage in this kind of behavior, causing fear and chaos, while the response from authorities seems insufficient. Kind of went after the LAPD on this. I have always been an advocate for standing up against intimidation and misconduct, and this incident reinforces my belief in the importance of personal and community safety. We must address the underlying issues that lead to such disruptive behavior and ensure that our streets are safe for everyone. I urge city officials and law enforcement to take decisive action against such lawlessness and provide the necessary resources to prevent future occurrences. I'm thankful for the support of my family, friends, and fans during this time. It's in challenging moments like this that strength and unity of our community are most vital. Happy New Year. That's Ian Ziering. That was from January 1st.
Golly.
But listen, you know what it was? It wasn't one of these like street takeover deals where you have the bikers. You know, it happens in New York a lot where you have these street takeovers either on mini bikes or sometimes it's regular bikes, and they go down the street, they wreak havoc. They'll damage cars, knock mirrors off. They'll steal items from vendors on the street. Some of these marauding, monsters, these marauding criminals, cause problems. I've seen it actually happen.
I want to join one.
Yeah, a little mini bike gang.
Well, you want to attack 90210 stars?
Just 80s and 90s TV stars. I'm going to attack.
Watch out, Urkel.
Who's the first one you attack?
I'm planning on attacking Rick Moranis again, actually.
Stop.
Just to give him another beating.
Leave him alone.
Leave
beat up
Rick
Mr.
alone.
Beat up Mr. Winslow.
God, look at the time. It's 9:44. Oh my! I got to give away the $1,000.
Hurry up.
Oh my God! What's going on here? I'm gonna have to go with caller 2.
No.
All right, I'm kidding. I'll go with caller number 30. Quickly. Caller 30. 800-990-1047. $1,000 right now. It's the MJ Morning Show $40,000 money heist. Your chance to grab your part of the loot in the heist right now. $1,000 can be yours. Just be caller 30, 800-990-1047. And caller 30 has to know the winner that we just had last hour, and you will win the next $1,000, courtesy of the Kemp Law Group. accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. Any auto traffic issue, any legal help that you need for an accident, if you've been hurt, if you have a slip and fall, some negligence case, get a hold of Kemp Law, kemplaw.com. All right, Andrew is screening for caller 30, and then we'll shut it down here on a Wednesday. So one other item regarding Ozempic today. And I'm not doing this story just because I love to play the 2-minute Ozempic jingle that I have. Yeah. This is the whole shebang with the jingle and then the whole music bed.
Ozempic. Oh.
Do you know that Nestle is coming out with a line of Ozempic meals?
What do those taste like?
What? No, it doesn't have Ozempic in it.
But
I mean,
it's for people who are on those
Yeah.
smaller portion.
So Nestle, and a lot of people don't realize this, Nestle, they have a ton of food interests. If you look, hey, Fester, look up all the companies that Nestle owns.
Looks like Nestle.
But Nestle is launching a line of
Never
food
mind.
products tailored to those that are using weight loss medications like Ozempic. Yeah. If you're on Wegovy or if you're on Manjaro.
Oh my God, they own so many of them that I have to pick the letter.
Oh, they do.
Under the A's, they own 50 brand. Here it is.
Nestle owns so much stuff.
I mean,
and now they're going to come out with a line of food that's targeted toward people that are on these weight loss drugs like Ozempic.
I mean, just give me the companies that sell in America. I mean, Nestle aren't they like one of the largest food companies in the world?
No, that's a lie.
No, yeah, Nestle absolutely is. But Nestle is supposed to come out with a new frozen food line aimed at. Oh, they own DiGiorno Pizza, for instance. That's a Nestle product. You know, so
It's not pizza, it's DiGiorno.
I mean, from Gerber baby food to Friskies cat food and everything in between, they have everything.
Yeah, apparently some kind of frozen food line that's going to target those on like Ozempic. And you got some folks that are saying that's ridiculous. All right, 9:47 at the MJ Morning Show. Let me say good morning to line number 4. Hi, line 4. What's your first name?
This is Chuck.
Chuck?
Yes.
Chuck, Bobuck, Banana Fana, Fo, Chuck. Hey, Chuck, where you calling from?
Well, I'm in Palm Harbor now, but I live in Tarpon Springs.
Oh, that's fine with me.
That doesn't work for me, buddy.
Sorry. Anybody from Northern Pinellas, we're just...
Chuck, why are you calling the MJ Morning Show right now?
Because I would like to be a recipient from our sponsor, Kemp Law Group, to win $1,000.
Can you believe the audience? I love it. The audience is... They're doing sponsorship call-outs on the contest. I love it.
Pavlov's dog.
All right. So, Chuck, for $1,000, you are caller 30. Chuck, can you tell me who won last hour? What name?
Lacey from Largo.
Yes! $1,000, Chuck!
Okay.
Yeah.
You got it, Chuck. Congratulations, buddy. I'm going to put you on hold. So, Chuck, I got to write your name down because, Chuck, your name lives on for tomorrow because, folks, you got to know that Chuck won the $1,000 right now in order to score the $1,000 at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Last winner, you always got to know the name. Hey, Chuck, thanks for listening to the MJ Morning Show.
Thank you very much. I love you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Chuck. All right, Chuck, hold on a minute. Andrew's going to get all your information for your grand, all right? All right, another successful broadcast day here in the annals of MJ Morning Show history.
Just think of Chuck Woolridge.
What? Chuck Woolery?
Chuck Woolery.
What? Did you say Chuck Woolridge?
Yeah, I messed up. It's
that's Chuck Woolery, yeah.
You messed up the whole name.
Check out Chuck.
We got to roll. Anything else before we get out of here today?
That's all.
All right, folks, have a fantastic day. You might see me around the hood tonight with my new ballistic vest.
Don't be frightened.
It's my weighted workout vest. I'm not wearing a bulletproof vest. But people are loving this thing. If you want to take a look and comment on my video of me wearing my new weighted vest, it looks like I'm a member of the SWAT team. Go look at the video of me walking in the neighborhood last night on Certified MJ Radio on Instagram, and give me a follow if you want. Certified MJ Radio. Folks, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow for the Thursday show. Another $4,000 with the MJ Morning Show $40,000 money heist tomorrow morning. So $4,000 additional. 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock hours mañana. Have a great day, and let's be careful out there.